Hey love, are you needing some clarity? Or just an energetic check-in? Maybe some magical guidance? Whether it's love, career, or just what the heck is going on with your energy right now. My tarot readings are here to bring you clarity, hope, and help you decode the messages from the universe. The readings are completely private, intuitive, honest, and tailored totally to you. Plus, you always leave with a shift in your vibe, and sometimes a little homework from Spirit. Readings are available recorded, live, or virtual. It's like having the clarity you need right in your pocket. So if your soul has been nudging you for answers, this is your sign. Book your reading today and let's see what the cards have to tell you. This is the turning point where all of those vows of lack are being severed for you, Cancer.
Come on, let go, baby. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Come on, let go. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good?
Hey there, what is up, my beautiful Cancer? Mika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some messages from Spirit in regards to what you can expect to come in for the Lionsgate Portal. It is going to be coming here on August 8th. So we have been in it, but it's most open on the 8th. So you probably have already been seeing evidence of it. If not, you will see the most progress coming the 8th. And so these messages are going to help you prepare or know what to look for or know how best to navigate the energy that you can use for Lionsgate Portal. Lionsgate Portal is a powerful, energetic time where you will see the most growth and powerful manifestation. So if you know exactly what to look for, then you'll know how best to use the energy that's coming in here on the 8th. There's also going to be a full moon on the 9th, so the energy is going to be incredibly powerful, and I'll be doing another reading for the STURGEON moon that is coming up on the 9th. So a lot of big changes are happening. These messages are for Cancer, any placement, Cancer watchers, and they are general, so take them as they resonate. But as soon as something does resonate, I always say, see to it as to why it resonates and how best you can use that information to make the most progress. And if you're interested in booking a reading, please do shoot me a direct message, or you can go ahead and click on the link in the description to reach out to me as well. And yeah, if these messages are helping you, please do like, share, subscribe, and support the channels so that I can continue to provide these beautiful messages for you. Okay? So yeah, first I'm just going to start by pulling an overarching energy to see what the energy will be for this coming August 8th. 8s represent the self, so it's definitely an expansive period. Again, this is why it's so powerful for it to be, for, you know, your expansion of self. And so this is why it's so powerful for you to be able to move into, oh, I love that so much, for you to move into a more stable, a more clear energy so that you can move with precision and move with the power to actually manifest in your physical world. I love it. We have sensuality showing up. We have that feminine energy. It says feminine wisdom and passion, and we are in Leo season, so we're meant to be led by our passion, and it's an 8, which is all about the self and about your image of self. Okay, so they're definitely asking you to lead with passion. It's a 38 card that breaks down to an 11, which is a 2, which is all about duality, and 11 is that awakening energy that we keep getting, Cancer. Okay, so there is a big shift coming in for you coming on this Lionsgate Portal. Okay, so tune into what is happening around you. Okay, because there's and so much so that it shows up with balance and stability and standing firm. Okay, things are about to be shaken up in a way where you're going to be able to stand firmer in your vision, okay, and maybe not do so much of the back and forth. And they're even asking you to do that, okay, because this is a 40 card that's breaking down to a 4, which is all about stability. That's that Emperor energy. And this 11 card is that awakening, also balanced justice energy, okay? So expect something to show up during this Lionsgate here. And honestly, they're really saying on the day of, okay? So there's going to be a big opening or just almost like an exhale, or just like this big burst of energy or something that is tied to your passion, or some type of re-spark. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot of Wands energy when we do jump into the tarot, okay? I'm going to pull one Angel of Abundance card, but when I did pick it up, it says focus on your priorities. It says when you put your focus on, where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling you, which is also your passions, okay? So remember that things that move you are your most priority right now, Cancer, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention they and you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities, which we'll call your passions right now, okay? Because right now, Cancer, you're in a space of allowing the energy to move you. Because you have been and are such a giver, you're now learning to receive and move from that place of receiving an inspiration. It says, even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you feel better and more confident. I always tell my son this, that yes, we want to achieve this goal or get to this destination, but just moving in that direction helps you feel more confident in what you're doing. And as Earl Nightingale always says, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal or goal. Okay, and so as long as you're facing that direction, you're going to feel more confident. You're going to feel better because you're moving towards the goal. And even though you might not be where you'd like to be, you're going to be excited about the fact that you're making progress towards the goal. It's going to change the game for you if you, even in your thought process, if you're thinking against your goal, it's going to make you feel bad. But if you shift your perspective to thinking even hopeful or possibility, it's going to change the game, okay? So they want you to reprioritize your focus, okay? And tune it to your passion, tap into the sensuality and the ease and the warmth of the feminine energy. And also this stability and this 4 energy really feels like the Emperor. So that's that masculine energy coming in. So there's an ask for balance as well, because we have sensuality and it comes out with the 4, and that turns into it being that yin and yang energy balancing both, okay? And that's going to be your priority, but it's going to have to come from a place of passion, okay, not of obligation. And I always say the no obligation diet. Won't you join me? No more obligation, no more living from a place of just going along with it because I want to make you feel better. That has been depleting me. And so I have to start with what's going to make me feel better and move from that place. And if your vision is in line with what's helping me progress, then we're doing an energy exchange. So it's not as depleting and there's reciprocity there. So now you're feeling more balanced. The universe is all about balance. And you're tuning into that feminine wisdom, which is fueling your masculine energy, okay? So it's basically it's moving you, so you are taking action, but you're using it from that place of inspiration. Beautiful. They want you to tap into your vastness and the fact that you have unlimited ideas. You may have been working on this one thing for so long that you feel like this has to be the thing. But maybe they're saying things are not working out a certain way. Not because that's not the thing, but because maybe you need to tune into a more broader perspective of it, because there's certain even deeper aspects of that one thing that you've been doing. So maybe you've been just doing it a certain way, but they're saying if you open up to the fact that there's unlimited possibilities and ideas, that maybe partnerships, they're saying, then that could also scale what you've already been doing, because it's not that they're saying do something else. I've been getting this a lot in my own personal readings. They're just saying look at how you've been doing it, evaluate if it's working for you, and see what you can do to build on what's been working instead of running in place. And I think we got that a few times in the most recent readings, that it's time to cut out what hasn't been working, tune more into what is working, and then move from that place, because now you're building on the momentum that's going in the direction that success, that's the progressive realization of that worthy ideal or goal. So now you're feeling more confident and you're moving with confidence and power. And this also taps into that infinite mind and that infinite supply that we are tapped into, but you do have to choose it, even in the face of what you might see going on. And I know that's the work. I think even Wallace D. Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich even admitted, hey, the hardest part of this is choosing your truth in the face of what you see going on around you, okay? And so if you remember that you're infinite and try to tune into the infinite mind and infinite supply as much as you can, then you're now able to feel at least a lot more confident with whatever you are going through. Okay, it's at least giving you a little bit of peace so that you can actually see the infinite mind at work, or the infinite supply at work, okay? It says your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas, guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is take divinely guided action. Remember what I said about letting the feminine energy and wisdom move you to the masculine energy of power and standing firm and stability. All you need to do is take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. So this is also an ask for you to tune into and take action on the wisdom that you are receiving. Apply it to what you're doing and see it work in your tangible physical world, okay? And we definitely have, and I think I've actually mentioned this card a couple of times. This says sever vows of poverty, so because these are Angel of Abundance cards, but sever vows of scarcity of any kind, because you are unlimited. They are putting these two things out here together to let you know that it's time to cut those vows of loss and scarcity and lack and poverty and tune into the infinite mind, which means you are that what you're doing from that place of this inspiration and that feminine wisdom is guaranteed to bring you the abundance that you're seeking here, but you've got to sever your talk of scarcity or lack, or there's none of this, or there's no partners, or there's no money, or it's always hard, or any of that type of stuff. That can be the work, especially if you've been experiencing or are still experiencing any type of loss or lack, or you're in this spiral of your physical world hasn't changed very much. But Cancer, I know that it's not exactly a test, but it is meant to help us thicken our skin here. Okay, so it's time for us to stop talking broke talk. It's time for us to stop affirming brokenness and lack and loss and disappointment, because you're going to be tied to those things. It says sever vows of poverty. If you're constantly talking about lack or loss or disappointment or hurt or the problem, you're not going to really be able to see how unlimited you truly are, and they want you to know that you are. Okay? And so this Lionsgate portal is going to open you up to that, as long as you're willing to open up to it. And if you can find a way to stand firm in this information, that stability and that balance is being restored. Okay, and that's that 4 energy. Like I said, that Emperor energy. You are unlimited, but you really need to stop talking about how there's these limitations or blocks. And I'm so glad they're saying that, because low key, to some degree in my life, that's for me. So when I watch this back, I'm going to be like, okay, that's what you guys were trying to say. This is why I love doing this, because this helps me see my message. Sometimes, most of the time, all the time, it's easier for me to channel information for someone else, but my own, when I'm getting my messages, there can be some doubt, there could be some hopes or fears showing up for me to sometimes maybe get a little bit muddled. So what I like to do is give the information to you, and when I watch it back, I'm lucky enough to get what they were trying to get me to hear all this time. And so any broke talk, any talk about what happened before, any loss, any lack, any poverty is going to keep you from the unlimited, infinite mind and supply that you not just have access to, but you are. You are, but you do. But your vows of loss or lack or poverty can keep you from seeing how unlimited you truly are. Okay? And so we're going to jump into the tarot and see where you should focus on that day, or if there might be any challenges or the advice from Spirit, so that you can stay connected to the feminine energy, stay connected to the wisdom that you know, allow it to move you so that you can move from a place of being unlimited or infinite instead of the lack or loss that you might usually move from, or doubt or fear. All of its loss. All of its lack. Look at that, the Wheel of Fortune. Did I not say that this portal was going to be the turning point? Or, look, we're still in a retrograde till about the 11th, okay? After the 11th, there's still a little bit of a shadow till about the end of August, around the 25th. But around the 11th, you're going to see a major shift, and that portal is opening to turn things in your favor. This is why you want to sever those vows of lack or loss or poverty, so that you can tune into the infinite mind, receive the wisdom, and move. And actually move. Because again, this is not to get you to just live in this haze of non-physical manifestation or just meditation. This is to bring this into your physical world. Spirituality is very physical. In fact, it has to come from you. So this is why you have to get your inner world in place in order to see that the fortune is turning in your favor. Okay? But any vows of poverty or any speak or any focus on poverty is going to get you and keep you from seeing that you're absolutely taken care of, you're absolutely infinite, and you're not bound to this one thing. Okay, the other thing is, just had it and I lost it. But yes, that most importantly, you're not bound to anything. Okay, so let's see what the advice is going to be. Yeah, this Lionsgate is going to bring the turning point. That's what this Wheel of Fortune mostly represents. There's going to be a major turning point, and I've been talking about this in my recent readings. And I was saying that it's pretty much going to be on the heels of this retrograde, which is almost over. It's going to go direct around the 11th, and then, like I said, there might be a little bit of a post shadow, but that doesn't mean you're not going to see the progress, because we just saw the Wheel of Fortune showing that that's what this portal is going to bring, the shift. So we do have the Knight of Pentacles showing up in the area of focus. This is definitely about you being methodical in your approach. Also, it can represent slow movement, but it's definitely about you being mindful of your steps. You being like, okay, remember I was saying about fine-tuning your strategy and saying, hey, Is this working? Is this moving me towards my goal? And this is why you do want to be, you know, you want to be a little bit, put one foot in front of the other. Feel into the decision that you made. Is this the decision? Okay, if it's not, that's okay. But you know what, let me try this then. So right now, because you are in this crux or this turning point, or literally, because I've been getting the Fool energy so much. And I was going to say curious, that means that's why the Page of Swords would show up. Because you're in this state of learning and understanding and growing and expanding outside of yourself. You want to be methodical in your approach, okay? Because it's going to all feel exciting because it's new. But you want to take a step into it, which is what the Knight of Pentacles represents. Take a step into it, feel into it, as the Page of Swords is doing. Receive the information, tune into it, and feel and say, okay, how does this feel? Which is why sensuality would also show up. How does this feel? Okay, I like it, so let me take another step into it. This is why you don't want to rush. This is a slow-moving knight, and it's the exact opposite of the Knight of Wands, which would be reckless in the approach and just jumping into anything because they're super excited to be moving again. They're saying you still want to, because there might still be some lack or loss active. So instead of you just rushing into things, be methodical in your approach. They're also saying any contracts, any partnerships, because partnership did show up when I moved the vow of poverty thing. Any partnerships or things that might show up in that respect, just be mindful. It's exciting to have that support there, my beautiful Cancer, but don't be so excited that somebody's there that you take anything. Okay, right now you're moving from a place of passion, guidance, and what's going to fulfill you long term, because you are also, which I've said before, building something long term, which is why it's important to be strategic in your movements, okay? You can be curious, but make sure that you're being strategic in your approach, still and methodical, okay? What might be a challenge for my beautiful Cancer on this Lionsgate? What might show up for them? I mean, obviously these vows of poverty or lack are still, might still be a little bit active. Again, we're on the heels of that retrograde. We're still doing the shadow work, which is why this is kind of an interesting time, because you've got the Lionsgate Portal, but you've also got the retrograde bringing up the shadow work. But if you use those energies in conjunction with each other, then now you are using the information that shows up from the retrograde to jump through this portal and expand into your truly unlimited self, okay? And they're saying that the challenge might be is feeling that inspiration, or feeling that fuel, or feeling that power, or that passion. But I shuffled and we still had the Page of Swords showing up. So, feeling that you have these, or are receiving these unlimited ideas, or feeling the inspiration to move towards your physical manifestation might be a little bit of a challenge for you, Cancer. But remember what I said about just putting one foot in front of the other. We still had the Page of Swords show up. You can feel into what shows up, and that would be why it would be a challenge. Maybe you're even excited, or like I said, wanting to move so bad, but you still have these beliefs or things active. And so the challenge could be that you want to move so bad, things have been moving very slowly. But they're saying you can still move slowly, move from a place of receiving an inspiration with the Page of Wands, tune into the infinite mind and supply, and still be moving. Okay, remember what I was saying again, Earl Nightingale. Move towards the goal, and you're going to feel more confident, you're going to feel good as long as you are moving in that direction. It is mostly when you are turned away from your purpose or your goal that you feel the most resistance, or you feel like you can't find this new spark or this new inspiration, or receive the information or the downloads that you're getting as the Page. But let's see what the advice Spirit has for you, my beautiful Cancer. And then I'm going to send you guys off with Do an inner child card. We'll see. What advice do you have for Cancer for this Lionsgate Portal? Ooh, I love that so much. I love that because both of these cards represent using, first of all, being in the flow. You're the alchemist, Cancer, and right now is a time to utilize that. Remember what I said about the integration. The magician uses that. But the beautiful thing about the Queen of Pentacles is not only is she a master manifester, but she manifests from a place of ease and flow because she is connected or one with the energy. So you're utilizing that flow and all of everything that you have learned, everything that you are, all of your power to finally make that move. Okay, so the advice is, remember what I said, it's the exact opposite. Still put one foot in front of the other, but as you receive that flow, you do want to take risks and take action here. So they are telling you to do that, but you're still moving from one foot in front of the other and from that inspiration and from that feminine energy and that feminine wisdom. And you're moving from passion. Okay? And that would be what the Knight of Wands also represents. Taking risks, moving from passion, and not being reckless. Okay? Because this would be the opposite energy of the Magician as well as the Queen of Pentacles. This would be reckless if you were just doing this Knight of Wands energy. Sometimes because you're so excited about what's showing up or there's finally movement, you might be a little reckless in your decision making. They're saying this is the time for you to focus on being methodical. Don't worry about trying to find the inspiration, because as you take these steps in the right direction, you're going to be receiving the inspiration and you'll also be in the flow. So you'll know what actions to take as well. Okay? I love that so much, Cancer, because it really confirms the recent readings that I've been doing, especially the Mercury retrograde readings that I posted recently. And it confirms that change is here. Change is here. This is the turning point. This confirms the energy that I've been feeling. You know, any stuckness or any poverty or lack or any brokenness or any lack or scarcity that you have been experiencing in your life, whether it be financial, whether it be support, whether it be friendships, whether it be, because again, we're on that solitary path, so maybe you've been feeling a little bit lonely as well. This is the turning point where all of those vows of lack are being severed for you, Cancer, okay? And it is especially as you tune into this infinite mind, because you are unlimited, you are infinite, and our belief needs to move towards that. So now we're taking the actual steps, one foot in front of the other, so that we can solidify and ground ourselves in this new truth and be moving from a place of receiving and flow and ease, like the Queen of Pentacles does here. And we're now utilizing our alchemist energy to move with this energy and allow it to move us. All right, Cancer? So I hope something resonated. If it did, please do like, share, subscribe. I'm truly grateful that I get to do this. If you're interested in booking a reading, or if you're interested in, just asking some type of question or getting some type of a conversation going or learning more, please do shoot me a message. You can DM me, or you can click on the link in the description. And let's take care of each other. If these are helping you, please do support the channel. I really love doing this, and I love being able to connect with my fellow brothers and sisters in Cancer. And I am not just talking at you. I am here on this journey with you, my beautiful Cancer, okay? So I'm going to pull one inner child card to see what your inner child could need as this Lionsgate portal does open up. But we do have Write It a Letter, showing up out of the gate. It's a 10 card. It's a 37 that breaks down to a 10, which is about endings. So you might want to go ahead and, embrace your inner child, because it also breaks down to a 1, which is a new beginning. So you might want to do some releasing with your inner child, or even just asking that question and allowing your inner child to flow through you and answer that question, okay, as you write that letter. This is also called, and it's a form of psychic channeling called automatic writing, and that's what they're saying right now. Some of you might do that, or you might want to look into just doing that, which means you're writing down whatever's flowing through you after you've asked that question, and you've kind of stepped aside or took a deep breath and released yourself and allowing the spirit to flow through you. It's another wonderful way to connect to your intuition and trust what you're receiving. But writing a letter is always I'm always a big fan of that. So as you're severing these vows of poverty, then a great way to do that is to write a release letter to your guides and saying, hey, I intend to release this. I intend to replace it with this. And then I do a burning bowl ritual, but you can tear it up. You can do a lot of, get rid of it in a lot of different ways. And when you do that, you do feel lighter, and you do instantly see change, for sure. And it's your work to just continue on with staying connected to the infinite mind as well, instead of going back to those vows of poverty or lack that you let go of during that ritual. So what is that it? What do you want? I'll take both of these. What do you want Cancer to know? Of course. And yeah, I mean, this is where we are here. Accepting what is, Cancer. If you are in a place, we all look as human beings and expansive beings, we are always trying to get somewhere. It's almost like in movies, they have a goal. So you do want to have a place you're trying to get. It keeps life fulfilling, and like I said, then you know you're headed in the right direction, because you feel it when you feel revitalized, you feel inspired, you feel passion when you're turned in the direction of that worthy ideal or goal. But if you're in a place right now where things don't look the way you want them to look, they're just saying your inner child needs you to stay in a place of acceptance right now. It says the act of acceptance brings peace, because the most thing your inner child is asking for right now is peace. So if you can find a place of acceptance, that brings the peace. And you can also do that, as well as this being a 7 card. Breathe in. 7s represent wholeness, okay? Just, they're saying do some type of breath work, meditation. Remember what I was saying about automatic writing. Do something that's going to allow your spirit to flow through you, and so that you can completely step aside and receive the peace that's here for you, okay? We also have that with an 8 card showing up saying choose yourself today. 8s represent the self. The Lionsgate Portal is on 8-8. So do not deny your importance. Choose yourself. Do something for you, Cancer, even if it is taking a moment away from the kids, the family, the job, the stresses, the relationship, the thoughts, the trying to get your business to do something. Just take a step away. Breathe in and feel the wholeness. This also very much feels like the Queen of Pentacles energy. I want you to stop for a minute and just feel how whole and how truly unlimited that you are. And today on this Lionsgate Portal, choose yourself. What you need is important. What you are is important. What you want is important. What you say and what you think matters. Okay? So again, I hope something resonated. I really, truly love you guys. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.
Oh, I am the answer. I need you. You're the reason why.
Because of the work you've been putting in, these obstacles are being overcome, okay? And the more that you realign with your truth and speak it with conviction, you'll be able to see the most progress.
Come on, let go, baby. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Come on, let go. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Hey.
What is up, Cancer? Mika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some messages from Spirit in regards to what you may need to embrace, accept, or release over this full moon that's coming up on the 9th. This is a Sturgeon full moon, and it is going to be a wonderful way for you to tune into the energy of release and open up your heart and mind for receiving, okay? So these messages are for people with Cancer placements. They are for people who are watching for Cancers. They are for my beautiful brother and sisters in Cancer. They are general messages, so do take them as they resonate. However, as soon as anything resonates, I always say, see to it that you do, tune into why it does resonate for you. So we're just going to start with some Cupid's Arrow Oracle messages, and we're going to pull a couple of these to see what you may need to embrace, accept, or release during this coming full moon, okay? What do you want, my beautiful Cancer, to embrace, accept, or release during this full moon? I want Cancer to know. You want me to let Cancer know over this full moon. Whoa. Oh, that is so wonderful. They want you to embrace the fact that you are overcoming these obstacles, my beautiful Cancer. It says you're getting back on your feet and you're gaining strength from these difficult situations. You're also overcoming these obstacles because of your dedication, okay? They want you to applaud yourself. And they want you to embrace the fact that even though it might not look that different, you are overcoming these obstacles. And especially with the Lionsgate Portal reading that we just got, you are gaining strength from these situations, and it's helping you get back on your feet. They want you to stay dedicated to your goals. These efforts that you have been putting in or putting out, it right on down to the releasing and the surrendering, are going to reap success, okay? So they want you to embrace the fact that these obstacles are being overcome right now. Okay, so do what you can to try to gain strength or see what the message is in whatever it is you might be going through, okay? Because you gaining that clarity is probably the game changer that is going to change the situation and help you overcome the obstacles, okay? Okay, I love this so much because this falls right into releasing, my beautiful Cancers, okay? Embrace the fact that you're overcoming these obstacles. But if you are holding on to something, there is a need to release this secret or be honest about something, because they're definitely saying, speak up. So if there's something, and it might have to do with some type of a partnership, it might be a soul partnership. That's so crazy that this just showed up, but we won't get into my personal. You guys are a trip. There's going to be a need here to speak up, to release something that you've been holding on to. They're also saying that this could come from someone else, but if it is something, it could have to do with a twin flame or a soulmate or some type of a partnership that matters to you, okay? But there's going to be a need for you to be honest with yourself when this confession comes through, or be honest with yourself, speak up and confess this thing you've been holding on to, okay? And so the full moon is going to be a perfect time for you to do that, Cancer, because it's also still in the retrograde. We have that until the 11th, so it's that time where the shadow side is going to be showing up. It could show up in people, it could show up in thoughts, it could just show up as an energy that's around you. But until you speak up, you're gonna need to be honest about what's going on here and take it at face value, which I think one of the last readings we recently got was don't read too much into anything and speak your truth no matter what it is that does show up. And again, it could very well have to do with a twin flame, a soulmate, a relationship, a partnership of some sort. Oh, I love that so much, because Cancer, they want you to know, and I think we keep getting dedication and putting in the work in this energy because you have been doing the work, okay? They want you to be aware of and embrace the fact and accept the fact that you have been doing the work. And what is showing up is not a reflection of you being wrong or broken or not doing something right. It's because you're putting in the work that these things are coming up, and there's a need for you to step powerfully into these things that are showing up and speak your truth and mean it and not give a damn what anybody has to say about it. Take these steps that you're taking from a place of knowing, okay? It says you've been building the path to success. The actions that you've been taking are helping you achieve those goals. But this is why the shadow self is going to show up, because as I always say, it can't come with you. This person that you're building has to be strong enough to handle the things that are coming in for you, which is why even though we are manifesting, we are, progressing and expanding, those things that we've been carrying with us can't go. And so accept the fact that you have been putting in the work. It's helping you overcome these obstacles. This falls right in line with embracing the fact that you're overcoming those obstacles because of the work that you've been putting in, okay? You're building that path to success, and you're definitely gaining strength and knowledge, and that's also what the Lionsgate Portal is about. It's about manifestation, but it's about growth as well, and for you to be able to step fully into your power and into your truth. We also did have realignment show up with jumped out with putting in the work. So this could be an ask for you to put in the work and focus more on your alignment. So this falls in line with you speaking your truth or releasing something that you've been holding on to. But they're definitely saying shift your perspective so that you can gain the most clarity, okay? So if you haven't been putting in the work, it's definitely going to be an ask for you to tune into realigning with your purpose. And again, falls right in line with, is what I'm doing in line with who I'm becoming, okay? And that is exactly what I said as evaluation would show up, okay? Feed out what doesn't serve you. Reevaluate things from a place of honesty and clarity, and speak your truth from a loving and authentic place, and you don't owe anybody any type of explanation or apology. It's going to be one of the hardest things for you to accept, Cancer, is that you don't have to explain yourself anymore. It can just be no. Okay? But they're saying this full moon, you're going to want to embrace the fact that you're overcoming the obstacles. You want to understand that because you've been putting in the work, you can speak up and speak your truth with clarity and power and conviction, and you don't even have to be rude about it or go into some explain mode about it. It's no, this is the truth, this is my truth, and that's it. You can have your truth, and I'm not shitting on your truth, but we can both have our truths and coexist. I don't have to be this, and you don't have to be this. We can just bond through the infinite mind that we are, the infinite supply that we are, and the infinite love that we are. Love should be overshadow any disagreements or different perspectives that we might have, okay? And there's going to be a need for you to do this so that you can realign with your purpose, okay, and speak your truth with confidence. Okay, so let's see. I am going to go ahead and jump right into the tarot and see what they want you to know. But I think on the last reading that I did, we also got the Page of Swords, because this is a curious time for you. It's time for you to be curious, but also being open to receive. Not just ideas, but different perspectives, different, ways of communicating. Because again, the page is an air sign. It's all about communication and speaking your truth. This is how you want to be perceived, okay? Because this is about your image of self being projected, and then you attract the people that see you the way you see you. So your only work here is to see yourself in a certain way. But they want you to know, because of the work you've been putting in, these obstacles are being overcome, okay? And the more that you realign with your truth and speak it with conviction, you'll be able to see the most progress and receive the downloads that are definitely flowing right now, Cancer, okay? So the full moon is going to be a need for you to embrace your truth, to reevaluate whatever you've been doing, see if it's in alignment with who you are. Know that you're overcoming these obstacles, and realize that speaking your truth is also a form of putting in the work. Tell me more about this overcoming obstacles here, please. Alright, so I am going to take all three of these cards because it comes with a breakthrough, okay, and it comes with that clarity, and also being able to speak your truth, holding to your truth. And crowns represent enlightenment, but this also represents victory, okay? So we have, with the overcoming obstacles, we have a need for you to, first of all, you do come out on top, but we have a need for you to hold to your vision in the face of whatever does show up, okay? And also, because you have been putting in the work there, my beautiful Cancer, you are overcoming these obstacles. So there's a need for you to hold to your vision here. It did show up with the Lovers, so there is going to be a decision that needs to be made, but it needs to be in line with your vision and your values and who you now see yourself as, okay? This is definitely about keeping your eyes on the prize. And there's both of these cards kind of right now have the same energy of, stand firm on your vision in the face of adversity. Continue to keep your eyes on the prize, even in the face of temptation, adversity, and challenges, okay? And we have that also showing up with the Four of Cups, okay? So there's a need to reconnect through gratitude, because Spirit is handing you new opportunities, or has been handing you something new. But if you've been in this fight energy, or feeling bored or stuck or stagnant, you may not see what Spirit's actually handing you. But if you make the decision to hold to your vision, then Spirit is actually handing you something that you're going to see and be able to tangibly feel. Because it does say that even though you have had to deal with whatever challenges, you're gaining strength from those situations, and you're getting back on your feet, which is absolutely what the Seven of Wands represents as well. So, and then that brings in the clarity, and that brings in, again, a new truth, because I was just, the next card I'm going to be asking about is confession, and this definitely represents, swords represent speaking, communication, writing. One of the recent reading I did mentioned automatic writing, so some of you guys might want to try that. It's a way of channeling Spirit and stepping out of the way and seeing what information comes through. Just if you just write down exactly what's coming through you read it back, there's going to be a message in it for you, okay? But this is bringing in a new truth, a new victorious truth, as well as you being able to speak that truth. Because there's going to be a need to start speaking the truth, or releasing something, or something that you've been holding on to, and it's through being honest, okay? So give me more about this confession. What does my beautiful Cancer need to know about this confession that is going to be a release? And again, it could be an actual confession from someone or for someone, but it's also going to be an ask for you to speak up or start speaking your truth boldly and proudly. Judgment. It's literally about you do it. First of all, discernment and evaluation. We do have that, because that's definitely what you're going to be doing. And when I picked that up, it said declutter. So that's what you're doing now. And also by speaking your truth, or not holding on to things anymore, You're going to actually be answering a call that calls you closer to your purpose. Not only are you using this discernment to declutter the mental fog, because that's what it feels like, but now you're able to boldly live your truth, step into your truth, and you're answering a call, okay? And you're doing that through discernment and evaluation as well, okay? And you're getting the relief, and this actually represents what you probably have been doing, which I would say is taking these secrets or these thoughts or these things or these things that you need to say with you, even though you've been trying to find relief here and trying to hear a call. It's been hard for you to hear that call because it's time for you to speak your truth instead of taking these truths with you. It's time for you to stop holding on to these things and taking them everywhere you go. That it's one of the things that's been holding you back, my beautiful Cancer. It's time for you to start speaking up and release yourself from all of these things that you've been taking and carrying with you. Okay? Again, do it through discernment. They're even saying that's why Judgment showed up with the Six of Swords, is to let you know you want to use your discernment to stop taking these things with you and start speaking up. Tell me more about putting in the work for my beautiful Cancer. What else they need to know? Action that helps achieve goals. It says building the path to success. What do you want them to know about putting in the work? What does my beautiful Cancer need to know about putting in the work? Ooh, perfect. This is the perfect card to get with putting in the work. Especially because you're using that discernment to start speaking your truth and living your truth there, Cancer. Putting in the work. You're getting your ships are coming in. What you have been working at is coming through. Especially as you realign and shift your perspective and move from a place of clarity. But what they said about you are overcoming these obstacles that showed up in the Seven of Wands, the Lovers, and the Four of Cups, which could just be you're feeling stuck because of these obstacles. You're feeling like these obstacles have been in the way and keeping you from moving, but they're saying speak your truth, because the more work that you've been putting in and the work that you have been putting in is yielding the results that you're seeking. They want you to broaden your horizon and look beyond what you're currently living so that you can see what's truly coming in for you there, my beautiful Cancer. And it's a King of Wands energy. It's asking you to reclaim your power by tapping into the fact that you have been taking the actions, you have been building the path to success, and looking towards that broader view or that broader horizon allows you to see the things that are happening for you. It really does change this Four of Cups energy, because a lot of the times when you feel stuck or stagnant, you can't see the stuff that's being handed to you. But that's what Spirit wants you to see right now, is because you are putting in, or if you're willing to put in the work, you're reclaiming that power, and now you're being able to receive the things that are being handed to you. And so, yeah, the only work here, Cancer, is to accept the fact that you are taking the right actions, or accept the fact that you'll need to take the right actions to truly see things happening for you. Okay, let me get a card here for realignment, and then I'll send you guys off with an angel number. Oh, whoa, that actually flew over there, so give me a second. Inner strength. Also, this represents that infinite strength. As you get the strength card, and we're in Leo season, it's an 8 card. The full moon is here on the 9th. So we're still just out of that Lionsgate portal, and it's Leo, and it's all about, and I just did a Lionsgate reading that was all about tapping into the infinite strength, infinite mind, and infinite supply that we have and are. And so they're saying tap into that infinite you, Okay, shift your perspective, get the clarity that you need so that you can see the things that are happening for you. Use your discernment, speak your truth, and stand firm in the face of what does show up. But they do want you to know that you're gaining strength from these things that are showing up. But most importantly, you are overcoming those obstacles. So that is going to be something that you want to embrace, because it'll help soften the energy of you thinking that this is how your life is, or this is who I am, or this always happens because of this, okay? And again, there's that clarity. That clarity, that strength, and where does it actually we even had clarity for realignment. And the Queen of Swords represents clarity and receiving those downloads and perception, and she's perceptive, she's clear, she's receiving, which is why her hand is up. And they're saying the more that you gain that sense of clarity, you tap into your infinite strength. You're now in a place of realigning or realignment with your purpose. You're able to speak your truth unapologetically, which you're definitely being asked to do. And now you're moving with clarity, overcoming obstacles, receiving the right next steps and the moves to take. And you're taking the action, okay? Because not only are you just sitting around and decluttering and evaluating, but now you're taking the action because you're clear and you're moving with inspired action. You're looking from a broader perspective and you're now moving with inspired action. It's really a very beautiful energy that we're coming into, Cancer. And honestly, full moons are great for releasing or for setting intentions. And then you got a new moon right after that. And so it's a wonderful time to do that cycle ending, cycle beginning energy of the 10 of anything. Or the world energy or that. But yeah, I do hope something did resonate there, Cancer. Your only work here right now is to accept that what you're going through is not only bringing you growth and strength, but you have the strength to overcome them, and you are overcoming those obstacles. But it is because you are maybe still holding back. We saw with that Six of Swords, or taking the things that you need to say, or those thoughts or those perspectives with you, that there's going to be a need for you to release that stuff. And it's definitely about speaking up, or the way you're communicating, or even the way you're communicating with the universe. If you're still taking that stuff with you, then you're not sending a clear signal enough to see that you've been putting in the work and see the things that are coming in for you. Okay, but it's just a couple of perspective ticks of clarity. It's just a couple of perspective ticks of clarity that are going to help you tap back into your infinite strength, see that you've been doing the work, and move powerfully along your path, okay? So I hope something resonated. If it did, I always say, please do support the channel. I really love doing this, and I really would love to connect with my fellow Cancerians in this space. So if it's helping you, please do support the channel, as well as if you're interested in booking a reading, shoot me a DM, or you can go ahead and click on the link in the description. And yeah, let's definitely rise together here, Cancer, because even though it really has felt like kind of a shit time with everything we've had to go through and overcome, we are really moving into a more abundant and powerful timeline for ourselves. And so there's some things that have to come to a head before we can fully step into it, or we actually have to fully step into it before we can actually see it. Okay, and so that's why this work is really shadow work and confession and speaking up, and that stuff is really incredibly important and incredibly powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and pull one angel number. I love this so much because I actually saw 808 on my clock this morning, and I thought of the security card, so it's funny that it's showing up here. But remember, we're in August. Remember what I said about Lionsgate Portal? It was literally yesterday. And so the Lionsgate Portal is open. And they want you to know that 8s represent the self, your image of self. They want you, when you see 808, not only I am secure, and I'm protected, but I'm secure with who I am, and I'm secure enough to speak my truth in this moment, okay? What angel number do you want the Cancer watching this video to know and see when they see this number, and take as a kiss from you, as they're not alone, they're protected and secure, and all is well. Well, it is mainly because there's a need to release some type of secret or something that you've been holding on to so that you can see the most progress here, Cancer. We also have 1414 showing up, which represents you kind of taking a step outside your comfort zone and seeking or looking for more adventure. Again, just tapping into other things that you might like to do, or something that might get your noodle going again. Okay, but most importantly, it's time to let go of something that you're holding on to, a secret. It could be who you truly are. You might have to hide who you are from people for a certain reason. They're saying now is not the time for you to fall off in terms of who you know you are. Tap into the infinite mind, the infinite strength, the infinite supply. Move from a place of clarity. And if you're doing it from a loving and authentic place, it's okay for you to release the need for somebody to go along with what your plan is. It has to just come from you. It is about you. Once you truly embrace that, you can easily release, you can easily speak your truth, and you can easily move forward and receive with clarity and purpose. So yeah, thank you again for watching, my beautiful Cancer. I love you guys. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. Take care of each other, okay? Take care of each other, okay? Peace.
Oh, I am the answer. I need you. You're the reason why.
And it's going to be a crossroads moment for sure, for sure. And it's going to be a moment of you tuning into some type of acceptance so that you can find peace finally with this situation.
The divine's time is fine, 'cause it has to be. It won't be late because it's mine. So tonight I'll be fine.
What is up, my beautiful Cancer? Mika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some messages from Spirit in regards to what you may need to know regarding love. This is for Cancer placements, people watching for Cancer, and they are general, so take them as they resonate. I'm just going to start by pulling one of these oracle cards to see if we can get an overarching energy, and then we'll jump right into the tarot to see what else Spirit wants you to know in regards to your love life. What do you want Cancer to know in regards to their love life? Cancer wants to know in regards to their love life. I'm truly grateful for your guidance. Ooh, and you know what, Cancer? I think we got this in the last love reading, to be perfectly honest. We definitely at least got it for the Mercury retrograde. It says they break free. They run away from the darkness and to the light, to you. Maybe it'll be too late then, okay? So this is for people who are single. These are for people if you're in a relationship in some type of period of separation. They want you to know that if this person is showing up, it could very well be not only too late, but it could very well be because you are the crutch, or you are the light that is soothing them or bringing them comfort. You want to be a beacon of light for others, but you cannot do it at your expense. Okay, so this is almost feeling like energy vampire vibes, like they are too They're too overwhelmed by their darkness, and so they're running to you because they see your light. Your light brings them comfort, your love. They feel your love for sure, and your love brings them comfort. It almost brings them some level of reassurance or some level of ease, or as long as they're around you, they're fine. But the problem is once they're healed, they're back onto their other shit. And so they're saying right now, this time, and only you know, when it comes to whatever that relationship is, maybe this time it should be too late. Okay, that might be the lesson they need to stop doing the back and forth. Let's see what the bottom of the deck says. And it makes sense. It says there's a deep connection between your hearts. But if you let your love flow, everything would be easier. But you have to understand that it has to be reciprocated, or you're not letting it flow, you're letting them drain you. Okay, so they're saying there's obviously some deep connection, okay, and that would be the reason why they keep running back to you, because they feel your light, they feel your love. You bring them comfort, you bring them joy, you bring them confidence to some degree because of how much you do love them. But they need to learn that they can't keep doing the back and forth, okay? And so if they are doing that to you, even though there is that deep connection, and you feel like if you just go along with it, it'll be easier, it's not easier on you when they're doing the in and out of your life, okay? They are running to you because you bring them comfort. You feel a deep connection to them, and if you just go along with it, it might be easier, but they're saying that it's not been easy for you, and it's not gonna be easy for you, because you really love this person. You really feel a true connection, okay? And so if it's this back and forth, you're gonna have to let it go so the person can see that, hey, this is not an option anymore. I need to get my act together if I truly want Cancer in my life, okay? We have dedication showing up in the Cupid's Arrow Oracle. It's saying stay dedicated to your goals, especially when this person shows back up, because there is that deep connection. And because you love Cancer, you don't love this person any less. It just hurts you to love them because they keep doing the in and out of your life. And because they haven't fully dealt with what they're dealing with over there, whenever that shows up, they need that comfort and that love and that light that you provide, so they're running to you only as a safe haven. You don't want to be that for somebody else when you don't have that reciprocity, because you can't run to them when you need that safe haven, or else you guys would be in this give and take relationship and there'd be a relationship. Okay? So yes, there's a deep connection. Feel more into the energetic part of it and what you need to get from this person energetically and why they are coming back into your life. And understand that this is about integrating those boundaries. It's not about this reunion unless you see that this person has changed in the way that you need it to be. Because it's not just about you, but it's not only about them either. There's two people here. It's about reciprocity. Okay, so if it feels like an energy drain, or this person just is running back because they're coming through problems, or you find out that even in a friendship, you're just a sounding board for them, so whenever they show up, it's only to talk about their problems. You almost never even get your own word in edgewise because it's about what they're going through. That's only because you bring them comfort because of how far you've come. You're intuitive. You're loving, you exude love, and so that makes them feel comfortable and safe. You are not the safety net, especially if you don't have a safety net to have for yourself. Okay? Understand when this thing shows up, or when this person comes back into your life, that it is not about a reunion. Okay? It is about you saying, hey, what do I need? I can't allow this to keep coming back in and out of my life, and it's taking from me, but it's not giving me anything when it is here. Okay? Time to get brutally honest with yourself, Cancer. Stay dedicated to your goals, and just know that your dedication is going to lead to success, or is leading to success. You're winning every single time you don't go back into this old you. Or every time when you find yourself in that decision, you decide, hey, I worked too hard for this. I'm still going to go this way no matter how it looks. You're winning every single time. That's the progression of success, okay? By moving in that direction and continuously putting one foot in front of the other. And when this person shows up, because especially if it's in a twin flame dynamic, once you start pulling your energy away from that person, they're going to feel it, okay? So they might start showing up, especially if they're still in some level of confusion or darkness in their personal life. They feel that deep connection with you as well. They want you to let your love flow, but don't give it away for free. And again, not that it has, you have to, it's not like quid pro quo where it's like this for that. I give you this so you can give me that. But you do need to receive love back too. Give it to yourself and only accept love. If somebody's bringing any type of confusion or pain or heartache or disappointment with them, then it's only because they need your love as comfort, and not because they've changed enough to where they could be back in your energy for real. Okay, so trust that. Stay dedicated to what you've done and how the work you've done and how far you've come. But it does look like there is going to be some type of connection coming back into your life here, and you're going to be at a crossroads to try to feel into why this person is back, and you're going to need to make a decision there that whether it's too late or not for you to accept this energy back into who you've become now and all the work that you've done. What do you want Cancer to know? Ooh, I love that so much. Peace and contentment. Accepting what is going to bring you the peace that you need when this person... I didn't even look at that card, and what does this say? What does this say? Acceptance. Peace and acceptance. Sorry about that. My dogs are freaking out because my pool guy came and they're like, who is this in the backyard? Oh, hell no. You can probably still hear them there. They're still barking. But yeah, peace and acceptance. And I literally said that at the same time because that's going to bring you the peace. It literally says accept past and current situations so you can work through these issues gracefully. And this is what's going to bring the peace and commitment to you, okay? The peace and contentment is coming to you. But just know that this person is running to you because you bring them some type of peace. You bring them some type of comfort, and your light is kind of like warmth. Your light brings them a shelter in the time of storm, basically, okay? And so that's all fine because we want to be the light, but we can't not receive back, or else it's going to drain us and there's going to be a level of resentment being built up, okay? So let's see what else they want you to know here. We're going to jump into the tarot and see what else they want you to know about this connection that's going to be coming back in. It's going to be a crossroads moment for sure. And it's going to be a moment of you tuning into some type of acceptance so that you can find peace finally with this situation. Liberation. The Nine of Cups is definitely about wish fulfillment, but especially in this deck, not only does it represent the peace and contentment that's coming to you, but acceptance liberates you from this situation here. In fact, what I'm hearing right now, I want to say it's by the Gap Band. I'm not fully sure, but it's you can't keep running in and out of my life. That one. So keep running. That one. When you hear that, just know it's an ask to liberate yourself from this situation when they come back in. Because remember, it says they break free. They run away from the darkness and into the light, which is to you. But by then, it might be too late. You get to decide, but if you hear that song, it's going to be that crossroads moment for you to say, hey, am I going to keep on letting this come back in and out of my life? Or am I going to liberate myself from this once and for all by just accepting that it's over, accepting that it is what it is, and that's going to bring me the peace that I need. Okay, and tap into community and tap into playfulness, but Alright. You guys want me to say this? Fine. This could represent what they're running away from. Another relationship. Okay, there could be a third person in this situation. And again, that's not for you to go and leave your husband or wife or leave your boyfriend or go kick his ass or kick in the door because there's another person. But he's running away from something, and it looks like it could very well have to be another relationship. It could even just be I'm trying to run from my mother-in-law, or my mother, she's driving me crazy, or my sister drives me crazy. It could be just another relationship, but there is a third person here that he's running away from, and it's going to be an ask for you to liberate yourself by saying, nah, man, I can't be the crutch. I can't be the thing you run to only when you need it. Because not only because I don't have that in you, but because that's not who I am. I'm a lot more than your sounding board. It really blows me away, and I guess maybe that's just me, but it blows me away when people call up other people to talk about their problems. I don't know why. I'm just not that person. I don't want to dump my problems on you. If I'm feeling like shit right now, I don't want to call you to make you feel like shit too. So I free you from that heaviness by just dealing with this stuff myself, unless it's something that I absolutely need to talk about. But it blows me away that people think that you should be their sounding board, but they also don't want to give you that sounding board that when you need it, okay? But this could very well have to do with what they're running away from, okay? It could be another relationship of some sort that's overbearing, that they run to you to get comfort, or they run to you to feel safe. And then once they get filled up again and they've drained you, they go back into this situation, okay? Liberate yourself from it by saying it's too late. It's too late. I care about me, and even though I love you and I feel a deep connection, I cannot continue this back and forth and won't, okay? What else do you want my beautiful Cancer to know about this relationship or about their love life? Yeah, it's definitely an ask for you to liberate yourself from this. And honestly, with this treasure chest showing up so brightly here, you're liberating yourself, and you're finding treasure in saying it's too late. You're finding the treasures in everything that you have put up with or have learned or become from this situation. And it's interesting because we have the 9 of Swords showing up. It's not only interesting because it's another 9 card, but I feel like there's going to be some type of apprehension here because you do feel a deep connection to this person. And so you're going to be worried about what they're saying is this back and forth has been going on for such a long time that it's almost become a part of your identity. And so you might be worried about what it looks like not having this person running in and out of your life. You might be worried about the fact that you feel this deep connection and that you might not be able to actually let go, especially hearing that there is a third person involved in this situation. There is another situation going on there, and who knows what that is. Like I said, no kick in the door, waving the 4-4, none of that. Okay, we're keeping some goddamn perspective because it's all to liberate us. Okay, we're just understanding that when they show up again, we are aware of what this is, and we don't take it for this is a reunion, they've changed, and they're back. They can come back talking whatever kind of stuff they want to talk, but if it doesn't feel right, that's what you go with, Cancer, okay? Because they are coming back in, and they're running away from something to come to you. Just know that. They might be worried about something, but this is about you. This is about you worrying about what it looks like without them in your life. This is about you worrying about what happens if you don't accept them back. What happens if you lose them? What happens to them because they're pouring whatever they're running away from on you? What happens to them if you're not there for them? You're going to force them to walk if you stop being the crutch, okay? And they're asking you to do that. And you're going to need to find some level of acceptance with what the outcome might be, because it's time for you to say no when this person comes back in. And again, use your judgment, use your discernment, use your intuition, But when this person shows back up, just know it's only to use you as a crutch. And that's it. Okay? So again, we got that Page of Wands energy, which is about that liberation. They're both doing the same sort of a thing there. You are looking for new inspiration, new excitement, new passion, especially in a relationship. It can't just be this mundane thing or something that I'm holding on to because I'm afraid of being alone or because it's what I've always done. Who am I going to be without this relationship? That should be a good question. That should be great, because this relationship, you would be together if you were both giving the same energy to it and wanted it to work. Okay? So if he's doing the back and forth, especially if he's running to somebody else in any way, whether it be a mother, whether it be a sister, whether it be a wife, whether it be a girlfriend, them, or a boyfriend or a husband or whatever, if they're running to another person for any reason and they're running away from you, then they're only showing up when they need you, which means that you don't have time or energy for that because you're making space for what you're wishing for and what's truly yours, okay? So even though you might have this deep connection, and you might even be worried about who you'll be when this person actually, or what they'll say, or who you'll be when you stop allowing this person back in, do it, because it's right now is a time to accept and liberate yourself from this back and forth bullshit. Straight up. Okay, we got 2 cards representing liberation. Give me something else for my beautiful Cancer in regards to this relationship and what they can do to navigate it or accept or expect. What does Cancer need to know in regards to this connection? What do you want them to know? Whoa. Ooh, I love that so much. Yeah, it's going to require your focus. We have this showing up with the 8 of Pentacles, as well as showing up with the Queen of Pentacles. This is about you alchemizing or integrating or using all of what you've learned in this situation. Not only have you grown as a person, but still staying in your power here when this person does show up here, okay? Because with you being a loving person, Cancer, you are the light. You like to be the healer. You love to provide love and ease and comfort for people. But they're saying stay in your power here. Pay attention to what's actually going on there, instead of like feeling into something and saying, oh, well, it would just be easier to go along with this because I love this person, and it maybe this time will be different. And look, I'm not saying that it wouldn't be different, but it'll have to feel different, which means you're not doubting it or questioning it because they're showing you. So just understand that, okay? So even though you want to provide some type of comfort or ease, especially in this time for them, stay focused and pay attention to what's actually going on there, okay? Listen to the words they're saying to you. Feel into what they're saying, how they're saying it, and why they're saying it, okay? Or is it just another text of, hey, this so-and-so's tripping, can I come through? I mean, like really feel into what's happening here, because right now it's time for you to accept that it might be too late for this person to come back into your life, okay? We have it also showing up with Judgment at the bottom of the deck there. There's that liberation. Here's another card talking about liberation. It really is a time for you to say no, because it says they break free. They run away from the darkness into the light to you. Maybe it'll be too late then. It should be too late, okay? Especially if it feels like they're just running to you because they need a comfort, or they need some type of love, or they need some type of peace, and you bring those things to them. Because think about it. When they run back to whoever, are you getting that peace at all? Or are they leaving you in a state of disrepair? where you're like, wait, I thought we were back. Now I'm not hearing from you. Now you're not texting me again. Now I didn't made you dinner, made you feel comfortable, made you this, and this, and then now I'm not hearing from you. Unacceptable now, Cancer. Okay, we're moving from a place of clarity, which is what the last few readings that I did were about. We're moving from clarity, so we're not accepting the in and out of our life anymore. If you are not walking with me, then you can't stay, because I'm going this way and you're going in a different direction than me. So if you're not going this way, then I'll see you when I see you. Type shit, okay? Seriously. You want to be the comfort for that person, but they want you to pay attention to how that person is coming into your life. And even when these fears do pop up, or this worry of what happens if I truly let this deep connection go, remember, you are liberating yourself from this connection so that you can make space for not only the peace and contentment that's coming to you, but for the people that won't run in and out of your life. That won't run in and out of your life. Okay? I'm going to pull one more of these cards for you, and then I am going to send you off with a self-care card. That's it. I love it so much. We got Ace of Wands. It brings in that new spark. It brings in that new passion. As a matter of fact, what they're saying is there's a new passionate connection looking to come in on the heels of you cutting this back and forth off for good. Okay, there's a new partnership, some type of new passionate relationship. They're not specific about whether or not this is going to be like a high level commitment, or if this is just going to be really passionate, especially with the Ace of Wands. Oh, I was going to say, I should have looked. Yeah, I was going to say this could very well start out as a passionate relationship because you guys are just so attracted to each other, but it has the potential to go long term here with this Ten of Pentacles. Or even if this is a re-spark in the relationship that you're already in, especially once you close off the energy of this. Because look, if this person is truly back and they're rocking with you, then they could very well be the new spark that's being re-sparked into the relationship. That's where you have to feel into it and pay attention to whether or not it's going to be this easy thing, or if it's bringing you some type of peace or contentment, or if it's still the same old cycle that this person brings every time they come back in, okay? But the new connection for my single Cancers, or for my people in separation, if there is this new spark that's coming in for you, it does have the potential to go long term. And again, it might start out just feeling like it's just a very physical thing, because you're going to be incredibly attracted to each other and you're going to want to spend so much time with each other. And a lot of the times relationships start out that way. But they're saying as you progress and get to know this person, this becomes more than just a passionate connection where you're just fucking. This has the potential to turn into long-term or legacy or marriage or some type of high-level commitment. Okay? So right now, your only work is going to be to liberate yourself from this back and forth when this person does show up, and let them know that, yeah, I've done way too much growing to feed into this situation anymore. I need more. So what I'm going to do at the very least is find a place of acceptance about this not being it. And if it is it, it'll change and show up when I'm ready for it and when you're ready for it. But if it's not it, I intend to make space for this right now, because the potential, especially when I pick that up, I mean, all of these represent partnerships, and that's why I feel like, yeah, this is going to be this is going to be a fulfilling, even though it'll start out as this hot and heavy, passionate relationship, it's going to be very fulfilling, and it's going to turn into something high level because of that. Okay, and this also represents that partnership as well with the Four of Wands. So Cancer, your only work, like I said, is to make space by realizing that I won't put up with things that are going in and out of my life. I won't put up with it anymore. And so if you're not following through, or if you're just showing up when you need that comfort or that safety net, I'm going to have to go ahead and cut the ties right now, because I'm headed towards something that's long term and something that matters and something that's fulfilling and passionate, because you don't have to sacrifice one for the other. Okay? So I hope something did resonate, my beautiful Cancer. I'm truly thankful that I get to do this. If it did, please do like, share, subscribe. Please do support the channel. I love doing these, and I'm also available for personal readings. I can also do personalized video readings for you, or we can do them live or virtual. Everything is going to be in the description. You can also DM me directly if you just have a question, and maybe we can go ahead and hash out some details. But yeah, everything is there for you. I'm here for you. I'm here with you. Yeah. So I'm going to send you guys off with a self-care card. And then I am going to send you on your beautiful and lovely way. How best can Cancer take care of themselves when this situation shows up, or as they release themselves or liberate themselves from this back and forth, and prepare yourself, honestly, for this new connection that's coming in, or this new spark that you will have in your current relationship, okay? We have escape materialism. It says, shift your focus away from material and develop a healthy inner world. And so remember what I was saying about feel into and pay attention when this person shows up. So even though you might physically be like, oh yeah, they're back, yay, or attracted to them and so happy, ooh, I was so happy they showed up, whatever. How does it feel? How does it feel? How does it feel the next morning? How's it going to feel to you? How's it going to feel when this person runs back to whatever situation they're running away from? Okay, so shift your focus from the fact that it's physically happening and tune into how it feels, and then you'll be more clear on how to handle the right next steps. Okay, and it also wants to remind you that you're charming. You don't have to put up with the back and forth. You have a high level. You have not only a passionate and emotionally fulfilling, but a high level commitment waiting to come in, that is due to not only the work you've been doing, but the fact that you're you're just being the charming, beautiful, loving person that you are. It says have confidence in your charm. A lot of people gravitate toward you because they like you for you. You don't have to put up with somebody coming in and out of your life. In fact, don't do it anymore. Claim it right now that I won't do this anymore. It's too late. It's time for me to open up to what is here for me and what is calling me, which is fulfilling and exciting. Okay? It's not me having to guess how they feel about me. It's not me having to wonder about what mood they're going to be in when I get home today. No. Because what I want matters, who I am matters, and even though I'm deeply connected to you, I can walk away from this if I have to. It's not fulfilling me. And that's 100% the truth, okay? You are charming. You're in the middle of an absolute glow up, and you only want people who want to be there, Cancer, okay? You don't want to have to try to hold somebody there or keep them there. That's a lot of work, and I know I won't do it. Okay, they're my beautiful Cancer. So thank you again for watching. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. I love you guys. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.
Oh, I am the answer. I knew you're the reason why.
Also saying that your wish or your fulfillment or the thing that you've been working on or the level or the phase that you've been looking to achieve is a lot closer than you think.
Come on, let go, baby. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Come on, let go. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Hey.
Hey there, my beautiful Cancer. Mika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some messages from Spirit in regards to what you may need to know surrounding your career and finances. So these messages are general and they are for Cancer placements or Cancer watchers. So do take them as they resonate, but as I always say, as soon as something resonates, see to it that you do look a little deeper as to why, so that you can move with clarity and you can see the most progress. So I'm going to start by just pulling one of these career and money cards so that we can see what the overarching energy will be over the next few weeks in regards to career and money. But I think we got this before there, my beautiful Cancer, on our last career money reading. Money strategy, we're still in that space of looking at what's working and what's not working, and we're looking at new strategies. It also says spending wisely, as well as, and again, not from a place of scarcity, but as from a place of information and feeling wise about what we're doing and not just kind of wastefulness. And also, this is because we are building something long term, and I think we continuously get that as a reminder that even though things might be slow going, or you might be in the process of releasing or putting one foot in front of the other, you're building the steps to success right now by just putting one foot in front of the other. This is a long term or a long game. So we're looking at new strategies so that we can be wiser about how we move. Okay? So I think that's a wonderful energy to have show up again, just as a gentle reminder. But let's see what other information they want to give you out of the career and money cards. What does Cancer need to know about their career and finances right now? Okay, all right, this isn't so bad. All right, and so after a period of going through some serious money blocks, and feeling stuck, we're becoming right now with this new strategy more financially sound. And the eggs actually showed up. It says starting over, because of course we're doing new strategies, so we're leaning into what's working as well as starting or trying new things so that we can get different results. It also says something about saving up, and that falls right in line with that wise spending that we saw with the chess pieces. And it says resources. We're using our resources more wisely, and it also says that there is going to be the ability to sort of save up like a nest egg or something, because this also does show up with new opportunities. And also the egg represents that period that I was saying before that we were in, that we're getting ready to come out of, especially based on the Lionsgate reading that I did, as well as the full moon reading, that we're coming out of that period of gestation where we're getting ready to crack through the shell and start to become that thing. We are now definitely in that first stage of, becoming that thing, which is why starting over would show up. But new opportunities are going to come in that are going to help us not only tune more into the resources that we do have, but we're going to have the ability to save up and have ourselves a little nest egg, okay? And so that would be why money blocks and being stuck has shown up, because it has been a period of gestation where it feels like there hasn't been any motion forward financially, but we are in that period again of getting ready to break through and crack through that egg. So we're becoming a little bit more financially sound. And also this sacred pause has everything to do with us fine-tuning our strategy. Our sacred pause is here so that we can use that discernment to say, okay, what's draining me, what's working, and how can I build on what is working, okay? And I love this, especially because I'm looking to do a lot more traveling in my life. That travel does show up. The anchor does represent those blocks, or maybe feeling like you haven't been moving or feeling stuck, but it also lets you know that you can solidify or feel a lot more firm in your resources and in these opportunities that do show up. They're going to be a lot more solid, and there's going to be a lot more follow through. Okay? So even though there has been some money blocks or maybe feeling stuck, just know that new opportunities are getting ready to show up or are showing up now. that are not only you have the resources to accept, but it's going to give you the ability to start saving more money, being financially sound and smarter with how you're spending your money, and it's going to help with your long-term gain of what you're doing or what you're building right now. I'm going to pull one more of these cards here so we can get a little bit deeper into what other energies might be active for you over the next few weeks in terms of your finances. But right now it's about you guys getting clear on that strategy and spending a lot more wisely and opening yourself up to new opportunities so that you could actually see them coming through for you. Oh, I love this so much, especially because this is the energy I was actually picturing when I decided or was going to use these cards. It's about creativity and vastness. They want you to know that your resources stem from this creative energy. So if you tune more into the things that move you or the things that feel like creation, then you're definitely going to be moving towards more resources. And that's also what they want to reiterate by having resources show up on this eggs card. The opportunity for you to tune more into your creative energy, not only have it be abundant, but it creates this vastness or this unlimited potential here. And so you're no longer thinking in reverse or thinking from a place of lack or scarcity or from the place that you were coming from before with these blocks. We also do have the turtle showing up when I pick that up. So I do want you to know that there is going to be some type of a slow increase, but it is going to be more as you tap into the vastness, the infinite mind, and the infinite supply, as well as using your creativity to start over and start from that place of inspiration and passion, okay? And I love that we have the Horse King showing up with assistance. They want you to know that as you tap into this creativity and this vastness, this is a 5 card. You're now changing things and turning into that balance and harmony, which turns into a 6 card. 42 breaks down to 6. 41 breaks down to 5. Okay, so you tap into the infinite supply, use that creative energy, be willing to start over from a place of inspiration and say yes to the opportunities that feel aligned. Okay, but along with assistance, we do have control, so there is going to be a need for you to release some of the control, which is when you just allow the energy to flow through you. So yes, you're tapping into your creativity, but you're tapping into the creative energy, and then you're basically stepping aside and allowing it to move you so that you can now receive the assistance that you've been asking for. Okay, my beautiful Cancer? But just know that new opportunities are showing up here, and you do have the resources to accept them. And when you do, confidently, you're going to start to see that increase in your finances and make better decisions, and it's going to show in your finances and in your business, even with growth financially, or even just clients, or more business, or more of a market, or adopting a new international market or something like that. It's going to help you expand. So when I pick this up, we do have the 7 of Wands. Okay, it has been a bit of a struggle, which we saw with the money block card, and that's not a big surprise, but they're saying because of your dedication and because you have been holding to your vision and because of your willingness to tap into like the infinite supply and your creative energy, you are now tuned into these opportunities. So stay aware, but also release control. Let these opportunities come to you, because your only work is to prepare the atmosphere by holding to the vision, okay, and allowing the universe to feel to fill in how it shows up. Okay. What do you want Cancer to know about their career and finances as well, there, Spirit, as they are opening up to the infinite supply and tuning into the new opportunities that tuning into the infinite supply brings? and recognizing them, because it isn't that the opportunities aren't happening around you, but when you're so fixed in one direction, it can be really, really hard to see that there's other options. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is all about passion. She's all about fire. She's all about confidence. She's all about exuberance. She's all about knowing exactly what to do and doing it, okay? And Nine of Cups. They want you to definitely tap into your Queen of Wands. And they're also saying that your wish or your fulfillment or the thing that you've been working on or the level or the phase that you've been looking to achieve is a lot closer than you think. So continue to move with confidence here, because we do have wish fulfillment showing up. In fact, you can even celebrate, but they also want to say try not to overindulge. And yeah, try not to overindulge when you're out there celebrating, but just know that you can move with confidence because you're a lot closer than you think. Also, they're saying celebrate those little wins as well, confidently, because that's also what brings that momentum in, where new opportunities will start to show themselves to you. What else do you want Cancer to know about this, about their career and finances in this reading? Truly grateful for your guidance. Thank you. Ooh, they are popping out too. Yeah, and you know what? We've actually been getting this in most of our readings because this is beyond the breakthrough, and we have it showing up with the Two of Cups. Not only is it because you're tuning back into confidently your creative energy that's giving you the confidence to move with conviction, basically, but not only you're receiving the clarity, you're receiving the breakthroughs, and you're receiving the balanced partnerships. You're now tuned into the duality, which is attracting those partnerships and opportunities. They're also saying here, though, that this could have to do with a partnership that starts out as a business partnership that might turn into something a little bit deeper. Again, this is not go out and sexually harass. This is not, oh, let me go hit up my business partner. No, but this is going to start out as a partnership and slowly progress into something more romantic. I take that as it resonates. But in either event, it's because of the way you guys are communicating with each other energetically that you guys are able to speak with clarity to each other and honesty and confidence, and that's actually moving you towards. And this is why I feel like starting over, especially with this Ace of Swords energy, that you're not necessarily starting over in your business, but you're taking a new approach, okay? And it's attracting the right partnerships and the right people, but you're giving over that control so that you can receive the assistance and the right partnerships. I love that the Ace of Swords showed up with the Two of Cups. It's such a beautiful combination because that's clarity and that's reciprocity and that's balance and alignment as well. What else do you want Cancer to know about their career and finances right now, Spirit? Oh, too many cards. What does Cancer need to know about this time, for this time? Okay, so two things. Definitely there's some type of confusion still going on here, and it could very well have to do with the fact that you're feeling stuck, or you're having some type of block, so you're not seeing much progress, so you're maybe finding it as a challenge to relinquish that control, which is causing some confusion because you're not receiving the assistance, and you might even be saying affirmations, you might be feeling like you're doing the work, but you're not seeing the evidence of it, and it's causing some type of confusion or mental fog. But this falls right next to the Ace of Swords. They're saying make that decision, make the choice, because it's a choice card as well, and you'll receive the clarity that you need. But make that choice, because we have the Seven of Wands showing up again, from your vision. How do you see this playing out? How do you want this to look? You really do have to get clear on how you want it to look. It's not enough to say, I want to be rich, or I want to make enough money. You want to get very clear on, this is how much money I need to make in order to live the lifestyle I intend to live. This is how much money I want to make by this time. And again, you want to be a little flexible with the time, although you do want to set time because it's helpful for humans to be able to measure progress. And so set a time limit so that you're not just out there in the ethers and you say, oh yeah, okay, by this time I'm doing this. This is also going to give you the motivation to take the steps needed to reach that goal by that time. And even if you don't, because sometimes, lots of times, Spirit has their own little adjustments, if you will. And so be flexible with that. And still, if it's not that date, move the date a little bit and keep taking the steps. The most important thing is to keep taking the steps, even if they're small steps, so that you can to have the momentum from a place of clarity and not confusion, okay? And this is why the Seven of Cups would show up with the Seven of Wands, because you want to do it from a place of your vision. But how do you want it to look, Cancer? How do you want the people who are around you to look? How should it smell? How should it sound? How should it feel? How does it feel? Okay? And that's kind of where you want to be very clear on, and you don't want to be afraid to make that decision because it'll bring confusion. Everything that'll be showing up will be based on the random energies that you're exuding, and so it'll bring in, as a result, lots of confusion. So right now, if you just relinquish the control and tap into the vastness and the creativity, then you will be able to receive the assistance. And when I pick that up, we have Gaia's Garden, which is fruition, abundance, and reaping what you sow. It's also a 9 card, which is all about fulfillment. Okay, so just know that you're on the right track, Cancer, and these blocks were mainly because you were seeing them as blocks and maybe not being able to clearly see them as a sacred pause for you to not only anchor yourself in your new truth, but solidify yourself in your knowing instead of the back and forth, because it can also be a very confusing time with the Seven of Cups, especially, where you're like, I got it. Today you feel incredibly strong, and tomorrow you're in Spiral City. And so it can feel very confusing, but they want you to know you're on the right track. And even though you're seeing this as money blocks or blocks, this is really a sacred pause for you to reclaim your power through clarity and choosing. Through clarity and making a choice. Okay? And also standing your ground, holding to that vision, because that does, sevens represent wholeness, they also represent achievement. And so as you do stand your ground and hold to that vision and be a little more flexible with how it happens, you start to have the clarity and you start to move with confidence. We have the Ace and the King of Cups showing up as well. And so not only does that show me that that's absolute emotional fulfillment, you go literally, you blast through the Ten of Cups and go all the way to the King. All you have to do is start. There is this new fulfillment coming in that also has the potential to be long-term, with it going all the way up to the King. And they're saying it's on the heels of you making this choice with this Seven of Cups, confidently making it from a place of confidence and clarity, but also receiving the steps with the Four of Swords. Lay down on that sword of truth, which is why it's so important for you to choose. Once you make the choice, then you know exactly the steps to take. And they're saying, as long as you follow your heart and follow that creativity, this has the potential to go all the way. Okay, and it takes you right on back to new fulfillment, but you're at this point of emotional maturity when you do actually get there. Okay, so start from a place of fulfillment. You have a lot of Cups energy. We've got a lot of Cups energy, so it's got to be clear, it's got to be fulfilling, and it's got to fuel us from a place of passion, Cancer. So receive those by laying down on the sword of truth, relieving yourself of those 3 swords by just giving it over to Spirit, especially if you're exhausted from feeling blocked, money blocks can be very stressful. This is what I do, especially if I'm dealing with something financial. I say, look, I don't know what you want me to do here, so I'm just going to take all of this and I'm going to give it on up to you. You let me know when it's time for me to act, okay? And in the meantime, I will be open and available and ready to receive the steps, okay? I've made the decision that this is what I want, and now I've tried everything, and now I'm exhausted and maybe even a little hurt with the 3 swords on the wall. Now I don't have a choice but to surrender, and I'm just going to lay down on the fact that I know that you guys are giving me the answer. And that is exactly when I receive the breakthrough and I start to feel back in my power again. Okay, and that's all that they're asking you to do here. Make the decision, receive the guidance, move from a place of fulfillment, and everything that you create has the potential to go all the way there, Cancer, especially coming from a place of infinity, coming from a place of unlimited creativity and unlimited vastness. Sorry, my incense is making me cough a little bit. And the new opportunities await you, okay? And so does this assistance that you may or may not be tuned into because you need to relinquish control, okay? So I hope something did resonate, my beautiful Cancer. If it did, please do like, share, subscribe. I'm truly grateful that I get to do this. If you're interested in a reading or need some type of clarity, shoot me a DM, or you can go ahead and click on the link in the description. And yeah, if they are helping you, please help me by supporting the channel with a like, share, or a subscribe. Or again, I'm here with you, so if I can bring you any type of clarity, let me know and we can just discuss it in the DM, okay? So I'm going to send you guys off with one Angel of Abundance card so that we can kind of bring this whole reading together. I know we had current, and underlying money blocks or feeling stuck financially, but they are letting you know that this is a sacred pause or a reset. And so you're starting over, and so new opportunities are showing up. Tap into your creative energy, relinquish control, and allow the assistance to take you from start to finish, okay? Because they're never really finished, but the full cycle is literally here in these 2 cards of fulfillment. Like I said, it's beyond the 10 of Cups. It's literally emotional fulfillment, emotional maturity, and that brings in the confidence and it brings in the clarity, okay? That embodies all of that. All you've got to do is choose clarity over confusion, okay? So again, thank you again for watching, Cancer. I'm truly grateful that I get to do this, and I'm so excited about being able to connect with you guys on a real level and on an experiential level. And my prayer is that these are not only is that my experiences are helping you, but that you want your experiences to help others, and so that you're willing to, offer things that might help other Cancers during their awakening, that maybe even me, that I may not have experienced, that can help me navigate it when it does show up. So I invite you guys to join the Cancer Awakening community so that we can be that support system for each other. And make sure that you do like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that when I do open up the forum for questions on my lives, you guys will be able to jump in and ask your question and get clarity live on the show. Okay? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull you just one of these Angel of Abundance cards, but we do have cooperation instead of competition. Okay? If you're feeling that haterade pop up, they're saying what's yours is yours and no one else can take it from you. There's no need to compete. There's abundance for all. You have complete access to the unlimited abundance. Where did that infinite mind go? You have complete access to the unlimited abundance to yourself, for yourself and to others, and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. And we did see the Two of Cups show up. So remember, that's those reciprocated partnerships, and the Two of Cups is also in the Ace of Cups on the way to the King of Cups. Okay, so realize that there's some type of cooperation that could be helpful instead of hating on this person because they're having more success than you. Okay, and sometimes we're human beings, and human beings are envious people, and that can help and fuel us in some ways. But if it's keeping us in haterade mode, then we're not receiving the clarity, we're not receiving the fulfillment, and we're not even focused on our own thing that will bring all of that stuff to fruition. So if you're feeling or drinking any type of haterade, I would probably go ahead and put that down. And pick up something like water that's clean and clear and purifying. Alright, so what do the angels of abundance want beautiful Cancer who's watching this video, who's thinking about their career, who may have been experiencing money blocks, to know as I send you guys off? Deservingness. And honestly, Cancer, worthiness is definitely it's not our main thing, but I feel like just feeling worthy of reciprocity, feeling worthy of receiving back what we give, is definitely going to be one of the things that we can work on. And this would be the reason why we're stuck in not necessarily choosing the thing, because now we're considering everybody else's response or reaction, or even what everybody else needs, and so that keeps us in confusion. We might want to choose this, but we don't, because this might affect this, and what about so-and-so's schooling, and what about, you know what I mean? And so that dings our worthiness for sure. It says you are a beloved child of God, like everyone else. These laws apply to all of us, Cancer, okay? And I can guarantee if you make the adjustments, you'll see the progress, okay? And you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, my beautiful Cancer, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are and are constantly showing you that you're worthy. However, the what's happening in our physical world, or energy that we've already flowed that has us right here physically, might be harder to see the clarity, and it definitely dings our worthiness. And we might not even be seeing how much is actually going for us, and how close we really are to this goal, because of that worthiness thing. Even wanting to believe that this good thing is happening or is for us can be a struggle sometimes. So the ask right now is going to be to work on feeling worthy of the abundance that you're seeking, okay? Outside of whatever money blocks you might be experiencing, whatever feeling stuck, whatever strategizing you're doing right now financially and with your business, work mostly on feeling worthy of the abundance and the clarity that you seek. With the Ace of Swords, we saw that show up. The clarity you seek, plus we had the Ace of Cups pointing all the way to the King, and they came up together. The clarity that you seek will start to show itself more in your life. You've got to feel worthy of that, though, okay? At the bottom of the deck, we do have donations, tithing, and charitable work. It says, give joyfully to organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, and other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. And really, give energy, give love, especially to things that are supporting you or helping you. It's one of the things that I feel is, very valuable, even if it's not money, but giving your energy or your support, or even a like, a share, or subscribe, so that the person that's giving their energy to you can also feel not only that reciprocity, but it's like that paying it forward, that positive energy can multiply for everybody who's giving as well as receiving, and it goes both ways. Okay, so I hope something did resonate, my beautiful Cancer. Things are coming along slowly, but you definitely want to keep putting one foot in front of the other, even through the money blocks or through the being stuck or the feeling unseen or all the work that you're putting out that may not feel like it's giving back to you. Your work is to work on feeling worthy of that abundance and allowing the universe to, and feeling worthy of being connected to the infinite mind and the infinite supply. And the universe will start to show you in ways through your fulfillment and following your passion and your clarity that you are going to be winning and that you're moving in the right direction. Okay, and again, not just me, but people. We are consumers, and so we all also create content, and so let's give to each other. Let's support each other, okay? If it is helping you in some way, it's free to give back with just a like, a share, or a comment, or a subscribe. And again, it helps the people that are giving know that they're being heard, that they are also loved back and appreciated for the absolute love that they're giving to you. So, reciprocity. That's what Cancer is all about, right? Okay, so yeah, I think that's it for me, guys. Thank you again for watching. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. I love you guys. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.
Oh, I am the answer. I knew you're the reason why.
That even though you might be excited or even feeling that inspiration again, get more information before you just be out here all willy-nilly accepting offers.
Come on, let go, baby. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Come on, let go. You know you wanna. Come on, let go. Don't you know it feels good? Hey.
What is up, my beautiful Cancer? Mika here, the Traveling Tarot, back with some answers from your angels in regards to some questions that you may have been asking. These messages are for Cancers, Cancer placements, Cancer watchers, and they are general messages. But as soon as something resonates with you, definitely look into why it does and understand that that is a direct response from your angels, okay? I'm going to start with some of these angel answer cards. And again, these are general messages, so there could be a lot of different messages that do come through. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do a little clarifying with the tarot. If you're interested in booking a reading, definitely shoot me a DM, or you can click on the link in the description. Yeah, and if these messages are helping you in any way, please do support the channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, okay? All right, so let's see. Out of the gate, we have listened to your intuition. Obviously, we as Cancers are incredibly intuitive, and this is a major transformation that is getting ready that we're going through right now. And so you definitely want to listen to and hear the guidance that you're receiving, okay? What do you want my beautiful Cancer watching this video to know in response to a question that they may have been asking their angels? Ooh, out of the gate we have romance. I love that so much. So some of you guys might be seeking partnerships. Some of you guys might be, honestly, they're even saying some of you guys might be looking to fall back in love with your life. And so romance is going to be the answer. We're going to do some clarifying with the tarot, but it definitely also says let go showing up at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so maybe there is some type of romance that you need to let go of so that you can fall back in love with your life. Take that as it resonates, and only you know the question that you've been asking where romance would make sense, okay? So let's go ahead and see what other information. Again, we're going to do some clarifying with the tarot, but there could be a need for you to fall back in love with your life or open yourself up to romance. Or again, just romance yourself. Take yourself out. Treat yourself right in a certain way as well. What else do you want my beautiful Cancers to know in response? Definitely to a question that you may have been asking your angels. They want you to get more information, okay? So if there's something that you've been curious about, or you're waiting on an opportunity, or you're in the midst of making a decision, it looks like there is definitely a need for you to either ask more questions or receive more guidance from your guides before you make a decision, okay? And again, getting more information is going to lead to more abundance. So what they're actually saying right now is some of you guys might be waiting on or in the midst of some type of contract or partnership, and they're saying they might be shortchanging you just a little bit. So get a little bit more information. Don't be so excited that you're just willing to accept anything, and this is gonna lead to a more abundant outcome, okay? Could also have to do with this romance. You might be dating someone and you're wondering if it's the one. They're saying just lean into it a little bit, feel into it, and let it unfold so that you can get more information before you start jumping into something or allowing your feelings to be involved in real ways. Your angels are saying it's up to you. Whatever that question is that you have, or why things haven't been moving, or why you're feeling stuck, or what you're supposed to be doing, the answer is it's up to you, okay? Because whatever you're worried about is not likely to happen. And they want you to be incredibly aware of all of the things that you might be feeling that are popping up, or that might be blocking you, or worried about. It's unlikely to happen, so it's okay for you to move. It's up to you to take the first steps, or it's up to you to look into getting more information so that you can feel more confident. And it's up to you to find more romance, not just with another person, but within your life, for you to offer that energy so that you can receive that back. But all of this is up to you, okay? And it is up to you to get the information, because it isn't that they're not sending it to you, but you do have to tune into it. And the worries that might be keeping you from doing that are not likely. Okay, we're going to do definitely some clarifying with the tarot, but we have the Seven of Swords showing up in the angel tarot as well. So maybe you guys are really, really worried about a romance or a person, because when I pick that up also, we have trust and perfect timing. Okay, but most importantly, you're worried about something. You're cautious about something because you're worried about it. And they want you to know that even though it's smart to weigh the pros and cons, sometimes you might want to just take the leap so that you're not letting your over-awareness or worry about the consequences keep you from taking the leap. Okay, and that would be what the Seven of Swords represents in this deck. It says awareness, caution, and consequences. So you're a little bit worried about a person maybe, or you're a little bit worried about an outcome, and they're saying get as much information as possible so that you can move with confidence, because it really is up to you how this turns out. And it's based on the energy you're putting into it and the energy you're exuding about it. Okay? So tell me more about this romance. What is romance in response to my beautiful Cancer's question? Why is that showing up in response to their question? I'll use these cards because they're a little hard to shuffle. But I always pull them out when I'm doing angel answer readings, because I want these responses to be directly from my guides to your guides. Oops. So I want to speak directly to the angels. Oh. Okay, so with romance, we actually had 3 cards show up. And we also have the Hierophant showing up at the bottom of the deck, which would represent you getting that more information, okay? But we have 2 Queens showing up. but they're here to overshadow some type of heartache that you may have experienced. And it does have to do with the partnership. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partnership, but it does have to do with the partnership that matters to you, okay? It says sorrow, forgiveness, and healing. Your Queen of Cups, the clarity of the Queen of Swords will help you tune back into the nurturing and the love of the Queen of Cups, okay? And it'll overshadow this kind of pain energy, and you'll be in the forgiveness or healing stages of being able to open yourself up to love again, being able to open yourself up and trust partnerships again, and being able to fall back in love with your life. But there is some type of sorrow or healing that's going on right now, and the clarity right now is going to be your main focus. So if you're getting that answer for romance in response to your question, whatever it is, doesn't have to do with the partnership, but it could have to do with you needing to fall back in love with this thing, or you needing to romance yourself a little bit so that you can overshadow this Three of Swords energy and tune back into your Queen of Cups energy, which is all about loving and giving and being psychic, which is definitely your intuitive space. So if your question was answered with that romance card, then there's definitely a need to tune back into your Queen of Swords so that you can feel the energy of the Queen of Cups again and overshadow any sorrow and turn that sorrow, transmute that pain, which is what it really feels like. It's transmuting that pain into forgiveness so that you can turn back into a loving energy instead of that apprehensive Seven of Swords. And the Hierophant also represents having faith. Okay, so turning back towards opening yourself up to love or more partnerships, and especially something balanced. Because remember, the overarching or the underlying energy that we got here was that you are moving in a certain way because you're worried about something that's unlikely to happen. They're saying as you trust and get more information, you will be able to see that it's up to the perfect timing and that it's definitely up to you. Okay, so let me get more information here on Get More Information. What else do you want my beautiful Cancer to know about this Get More Information card? Ooh, I love this because we have two creativity cards with the Ace of Wands and the Empress card showing up. It says opportunity, creativity, and action for the Ace of Wands, and creation, abundance, and action. Both of these cards are saying get more information before you take action. And you want to take action from a place of inspiration and love, okay, which is why they both would say creativity and creation, and why they both would say action under the get more information cards, because we have it showing up with the Knight of Earth, which is the Knight of Pentacles, and it says organized, responsible, and supportive. This is because you do want to take some type of an action, but you want to take it from an informed place. They're Cancer, and they're saying that even though you might be excited or even feeling that inspiration again, get more information before you just be out here all willy-nilly accepting offers. Because there is an offer coming in, especially with this Ace of Wands showing up with opportunity, or there's an offer that you might already be contemplating right now. But for it to turn out in the most abundant way, you want to make a responsible choice to get more information so that you can make a decision from a more informed place. Remember, the Queen of Swords did show up for clarity. You want to move with clarity, and I think the last reading I did, she showed up about clarity. Right now is not the time to A, romanticize the past, B, move from overly emotional place, which again, it's tough to, you're water, so it's tough to have some emotion there, but you want to move from a place of clarity, because if you're moving from emotion, you might still be exuding that disappointment scarcity or lack energy. Tune into your creative energy, and you'll know what actions to take, especially as you just get more information. And this also feels like to get more information, what I'm seeing is the Page of Swords, or the Page of Pentacles, where you're just learning more about this thing, or finding out more so that you can move from a place of inspiration, which is what the Ace of Wands definitely represents as well. Okay, I stopped for a second because I just saw that abundance was on here, and we got abundance in the angel answer cards as well. So this is also for you to not only make a more informed decision, but for you to move from inspiration or a more abundant place. Because the most important thing for you to understand is that it is up to you. Okay, and so you want to stay organized, you want to stay responsible, and you want to feel supported. You want to move from that inspiration. You want to be methodical in your approach so you're not exuding or wasting any more energy. Whoa. Oh, I love this so much. And this is why I say this could very well have to do with an actual partnership, okay? Because we have the Two of Cups showing up with It's Up to You to confirm that. And we have the Four of Fire, which is the Four of Wands, which is also a partnership card. Again, this could be some type of a friendship or a soul partnership, but it also could also represent an actual loving relationship, because we opened this up with romance. And we also had the Queen of Cups, who is also in a very loving place. We also had the Empress show up. So Cancer, a lot of love. Your angels are responding here by saying, look, infuse whatever this is with passion and love. Okay, and creative energy, which is passion and love. And not only are you now moving in a place of duality and alignment, because that's what the Two of Cups also represents, but now you're able to let in those soul partnerships, or the romance that you're waiting for, or the business partnerships, or the sponsorships, or the whatever you have been asking for in terms of support. Because we also had the Knight of Pentacles that said supportive on there. So you are actually receiving actual support in your daily life. And this also represents not only the portal that we just went through with the Lionsgate, but we're getting 1111 again with the Four of Wands, which, Cancer, we have been getting the awakening energy for a very long time, because that's what this is right now. Okay, and it's going to be an ask to move from that place of alignment, and fall back in love with your life, get more information, and even get excited about what you're doing by getting information about it. My son and I were talking about this. I just started learning to play the ukulele, and I am obsessed with this ukulele, but it's really exciting because now I'm getting more information about it. So that's also how you build momentum. I'm looking into clubs and stuff in my area that might, have meetups or whatever, where I could go and join a ukulele crew and learn this instrument, because it makes me happy to play it. So I want to do it as much as possible. And so that's what this get more information represents as well, is put the energy out there, gain the momentum by doing it, by learning about it, by taking a class on it, by being with other people that are doing it. And that's going to infuse what you're creating with that passion, that love, and it's going to give you the right next steps to take. Okay? Excuse me. So we do have the Four of Wands showing up there with the Two of Cups. It's all about that alignment, that celebration, that duality, but it's also about actual physical partnerships that are going to be coming into your world then, my beautiful Cancer. Yeah, your only work right now is to move from a place of clarity. And you do that by tuning into the Queen energy. She's probably the most logical, and not probably, she is the most logical of the queens, because she she does not put up with confusion. And sometimes we're water, king and queen of water. Sometimes we leading from emotion can muddle the logic. And so they're saying right now, tune into your queen of swords, because she is going to help you embody who you already are, because you're going to be able to move from a place of clarity instead of that pain that may still be active, because we're working through shit. So it might still show up. And that's another thing I was telling my son, is that you keep rocking it back and forth until this is who you are now. So you're no longer, you kind of just wake up one day and you're no longer trying to do this thing. It's just a part of who you are now. And that's when you know you're fully embodying these queens, these kings and queen energy here. You're fully, tuned into the inspiration and the love that's around you, because you're seeing it in your life and you're seeing it in your partnerships, and it's just showing up for you, and you're now celebrating your way through life instead of kind of like sludging through it. But it's all up to you, Cancer. So whatever you think might happen or you need to worry about, they want you to know that it's unlikely, and if you just trust, you can move with confidence. Trust, get more information, and move with confidence, okay? Because all of this is pushing you towards who you've been becoming all this time. And I know that it has been a rough road, but we are here at this threshold, is what I get a lot. You're at this threshold of things shifting in magnificent ways, okay? But you got to definitely continue to trust that that's what's happening, even when one day something doesn't happen that you like. Okay? It's ebbing and flowing. So I hope something did resonate, my beautiful Cancer. If it did, please do like, share, subscribe, support the channel. If there's any clarity that I can help you bring, please do feel free to DM me and we can discuss, or you can go ahead and hit me up on my link tree. Everything's going to be in the description, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys on this journey and being able to share my knowledge and what I'm receiving, and especially as a Cancer Sun Moon, what is helping me that might help you. Okay, so feel free to reach out, start a conversation. Make sure that you do subscribe so that you can get notified when I do start doing my tarot pop-up, or you can ask your question in the chat, or via the voicemail number that I'll provide when that's available. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to pull one angel message so that we can get a farewell kind of notice from your angels to see what you might need to know. That was Xana again, which is great, even though it was too many. She says, you're protected from all types of harm. The worst is now behind you. Relax and feel safe. But I want to get one clear message so that you guys can get, maybe even a couple, because these are general messages. You guys can get that kind of direct response from your angels, and you can get that comfort or that peace that you may need in any moment. Ooh, I love that. And you know what? I will take one more. Ooh, one more, please, from a beautiful Cancer. Would you like them to? All right, one more. Yeah, they really want you guys to know that you guys are on a really beautiful path here. So we got, and they're all in line, and it's so, oh my God, it's so perfect. This is why I never get tired of this, and I can speak these things with absolute confidence and know, because it always turns out the way that it's supposed to. The first card that we got is your angel Isaiah stepping in to say it's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. Those cycles are closed, so we know that now it's a good time to step fully into this new power. Isaiah is watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during the changes. Remember, we saw that we are protected during this, so we can move into this new stuff with confidence because we're protected, especially during this time, no matter how it looks, my beautiful Cancer. Okay? And then we have Archangel Gabrielle showing up. She wants you to know that some of you have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Do not allow insecurities to hold you back. She's here to help you feel more confident, and she falls under this get more information. So she's helping you, give you the confidence that you need so that you can push through whatever insecurities show up and move towards your life purpose in communication or the arts. Okay, and communication is, you might be just a speaker, you might not be a singer or whatever, but you might be a speaker, or you might be some type of a authority on your subject. She's giving you the help to get confident so that you can push through whatever insecurities and speak your truth, speak your message, and give it to people. They need it. Okay, give birth to those new ideas. Gabrielle's helping you communicate that and push through insecurities. And then we have Maya showing up, which also falls perfectly in line with get more information. Schooling, study, and education help your life purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. If you are feeling confused or lost, ask your angels and then go get a coffee and just bask in the taste of that coffee and just relax into the fact that you've asked and the information that you need is there. So even if you're not sure what course or of learning to take or who you could talk to mentor you or something like that, ask your angels, go get a coffee or a drink or something, and give it the space it needs to receive the right answer, or to let it show up at the coffee shop or at the 7-Eleven or wherever you go. Okay? And then we have Archangel Michael showing up overall to support all of these other angels with giving you the courage to make the life changes that help you work on your divine purpose. Isaiah is helping you start something new. Gabrielle is helping you push through the insecurities. Maya is helping you know where to go or where the information is that you need. And Archangel Michael is supporting all of that and you by giving you the courage you need to make those changes, okay? This is about you moving towards your divine life's purpose. Whatever you're worried about is not likely to happen, and it is up to you. Okay there? So, thank you so much for watching. I do hope something did resonate with you guys. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot. I love you guys. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.
Oh, I am the answer. I knew you're the reason why.
Hello, hello, hello. What's up, my beautiful Cancer? It's your girl Mika, the Traveling Tarot, back with some monthly messages from Spirit. We are in the month of August, the very beginning of it. However, these messages are going to be timeless, so if you happen to find this video in another month, just know that they apply to that month. These are for Cancer placements, Cancer watchers, Cancer everything, because this channel is from Cancer, for Cancer, and they are general, so do take them as they resonate. But I always say, as soon as something resonates, definitely look deeper to find out why and what you can do to use this new information, okay? So I'm just going to start with one cosmic dreamscape so that we can get an overarching energy over the next 30 days or so, and then we'll jump into the tarot and see what advice Spirit might have, what possible challenges, and where you might want to place your focus to see the most progress, okay? So let's go ahead and just see what might be active for my beautiful Cancer. And if I can help bring you any clarity, please do feel free to shoot me a DM and we can discuss the logistics via DM. And yeah, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe if this is definitely helping you in any way. I appreciate your support. Ooh, and this makes perfect sense. Okay, so you're going to be, because we got fuel your inner fire. And it makes perfect sense with us kind of coming out of a retrograde over the next couple of weeks, that you're going to be looking at ways to fuel your passion or to move with more passion. But they do want you to know that your Uranus energy is going to be active. So expect miracles, especially as you do look at ways to fuel your inner fire or to move from a place of passion or inspiration, really, because that is definitely that fire energy, and we are in Leo season. So a lot of the stuff that you're going to be looking at right now is going to have to do with how you see yourself, how you want to present yourself, and what ways are going to be more fulfilling to you, my beautiful Cancer. And I hope that you guys are really, using this retrograde for good. Okay, so don't let it pull you back into some type of a spiral, because the past is showing up. And what it's been for me has been thoughts. Thoughts and old emotions, or romanticizing the past and things like that. Maybe because I'd like to be further along on my journey than I feel that I am. And so that does cause that. So they want me to definitely highlight, use this retrograde for good, use the information for good, so that you are not falling back into old patterns, okay? Because it is so easy to do this right now. As a matter of fact, the more that you look at finding ways to move from inspiration and fueling your fire, that's when those miracles start to show up, okay? And I think the last reading I did said, or it might have been the channeled messages, but they said a miracle is coming through. Remember what I said, it's going to be on the heels of this retrograde, and we have this until about the 11th, and then we have the shadow till about the 25th of August. But you should be seeing some progress in between that 11th and that 25th shadow, okay? It doesn't mean that we got to go through a whole nother month on this bullshit. Okay, so don't take that as that. As a matter of fact, don't claim that. Claim, you know what, miracles can happen right now, even in a retrograde. They can happen whenever, because they're saying the more that you lean into fueling your passion and fueling your fire, you're going to see those miracles, and that's confirmed with what we just got. And when I pick up the soul trees, we got prosper. Okay, this is, you're stepping into a much more abundant time, my beautiful Cancer. And I don't care if you're focused on money. I don't care if you're focused on a relationship. I don't even care if you're focused on your physical body, okay? Because the more, it's all in the same direction. It's all abundance, okay? So you're stepping into a more confident, abundant, moving from inspiration timeline, okay? And that's coming in this month here, okay? This is the overarching energy for the month. Not only are they asking you to do that, but as you do that, there's going to be more things that show up. May feel like miracles, may not, whatever, but there's going to be more things that show up that fuel your fire, okay? Because you're now moving from that place of inspiration and not disappointment or doubt or fear. Or look, like I said, with this retrograde, this stuff shows up. You get to choose how you use it. And they want me to be very, very explicit about use it for good. Okay? You can find yourself in a spiral if you need to spiral for a moment, but your awareness should not let it get too far off the rails. You're stepping into a much more prosperous time, okay, Cancer? So claim that instead of what other stuff you might be claiming as this stuff shows up. Okay? Okay. So let's see. Let's get one more of these Soul Tree Oracle cards to get some more overarching energy for the coming month. And then we'll jump into the tarot to see what area of focus would be best for my beautiful Cancer. Yeah, and I mean, look, we already know this. We got becoming, jumping out. This is you stepping into who you've been becoming. And that's what I was saying about that retrograde. Using this retrograde for good is that you're now integrating who you've been becoming all this time. And you're doing this from a place of inspiration. And they want you to definitely do that. And as you're becoming, we do have lists, because there's no way you're not getting signs, Cancer. There's no way, unless you're completely oblivious, which even the least awakened Cancer is not oblivious, okay? They might not understand what they are receiving, but they are receiving, okay? Because we're incredibly intuitive. We feel things. I know myself, I'm clairsentient more than anything. So and sometimes claircognizant of this knowing, but the feeling is palpable. When I can walk into a room and I can feel the energy of a room, and I can read the energy of a room based on what I'm feeling, and know that most Cancers, if not all Cancers, can do that and have been doing that, okay? So just trust what you're receiving, move from a place of inspiration, and know that whatever is showing up is meant for you to hear something clearly and move you towards who you're becoming, okay? And then I picked that up, and we did have empathy and compassion. So this always falls back on taking care of yourself, Cancer. Self-love, self-care, nurturing yourself, nurturing your passions, nurturing the things that you truly want in life, and being okay with saying, this is what I want. No explanation. The answer is just going to be no. I don't have to tell you why it's no. I don't have to come up with a bunch of reasons, because I don't want to do it. The end. Okay, so you have to get to a point where you're comfortable with letting people down that way, and that's very tough for a Cancer, because we care. We care to a point where we will sacrifice ourselves sometimes. And so you're going to have to get more comfortable with what Cancer wants, and it is not being selfish, because if you're giving and still overgiving, you're not giving from a place of alignment. You're overgiving, and it's taking from you now, okay? We do have the Emperor energy showing up when I pick up this card, okay? So I'm about to ask for area of focus, and what they're really saying is focus on solidifying yourself in who you've been becoming all of this time, okay? Focus on grounding yourself and really getting solid and firm in who you've been stepping into all of this time, okay? No matter what shows up, you will receive the miracles and the inspiration on exactly what to do if you're listening. If you're not listening, that's okay. You'll still hear it. It just might be a little rougher than it needs to be. And that's okay too, because it's all valuable, like I always say. But tune into what fuels you, Cancer. That's what's good. This whole next month, even in the face of still releasing and closing cycles out and receiving miracles, because they're not saying that you're in that waiting period anymore. They're saying that you're now moving from a different place, so miracles are about to show up or are showing up. You just need to tune in so that you can realize that's what's happening, okay? Even if it looks like shit falling apart. Bye. You have to be in a state of, okay, Spirit knows what I want. If this thing is not in line with who I'm becoming, then it can't stay. So I trust that that's why it has to go. Okay, and so once you get a little more firmer in your beliefs, especially with this being a 4 card and an Aries energy, which can be very, not very diplomatic in their approach. Okay, they're just they know what they want. They go after that and they get it, and they're firm in who they are and what they believe. So now, working towards solidifying what you've been becoming all of this time is literally the only work, Cancer. If you have been letting go, and if you have been letting those cycles close, you definitely feel lighter. There's no way that you don't. However, because things haven't fully become what they are, you are probably in this transition period of feeling a little lost, or maybe not understanding or realizing what you should be doing right now. Okay, and that can be a little bit draining. But all they're saying is listen and move from that inspiration. And when you move from that inspiration, you're going to be going in the right direction, and you can trust the information that you're receiving, okay? So let me go ahead and get this area of focus and see what they want you to know. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, look, it's all what I just said. The devil energy is all about being bound to something, or being afraid of something, or those subconscious fears showing themselves. Okay, this has been a shadow work period. This is all actually so that you can learn to embrace that shadow side instead of trying to ignore it or push it away, because it's all a part of you. It doesn't matter if society thinks that it's wrong. It doesn't matter if your parents told you this was the wrong or you're bad if you do this. It's time to embrace that, okay? Because that is what actually releases you from these binds. Now, another thing that the devil can represent, being a Capricorn card, is a need for structure, okay? And with it being a 15 card, it breaks down to a 6, a need for harmony or balance to be restored, okay? So that could also be your area of focus right now, finding some type of structure in that kind of confusion that I was just talking about of, you know, you're not this anymore, but you haven't quite fully seen the evidence of this, and so there's that oblivion of, okay, well, what the hell do I do then? Ugh. It can be very frustrating, but the devil card does show up with strength, which does confirm for me that it's time for you to find some type of structure that is going to release you from whatever things you may still feel bound to. Or, with the strength card showing up, they're definitely saying, face those fears. You have the strength to face those fears, okay? And they're saying moving from inspiration is a form of facing those fears, because you're now listening, receiving, and moving with the energy instead of fighting against it or struggling or staying bound or addicted to something or someone. Okay, but you do have the strength to do it. That would be why strength showed up. So tap into your inner strength as an area of focus so that you can overcome whatever fears or these things that you feel bound to that keep showing up. It is all because right before, and I think I say this in the last few readings, because we're going through this right now, Cancer, things are coming to a head. And I know during one of the darkest periods of my life, everything was going wrong to the point where I didn't have a choice but to surrender or lose my mind. So I surrendered. I would just get it. I said, Spirit, I really don't know what you are trying to get me to do here. People are not doing their jobs. They're not calling me back. People that are supposed to be helping me are just gone. They're here, and then all of a sudden they just go. And it's like, okay, something is clearly happening here. Since I don't know what it is, I have to surrender. Little did I know it was because that full cycle was closing. That was one of my dark night of the soul moments there, where it was like months, almost a year of this shit. And so finally, when I did do that surrendering, it was like a week, maybe 2 weeks of me just saying, fuck it. I would get up, I would play my guitar, and I would sing as loud as I could. And then 2 weeks later, literally, my entire life changed. Okay, and that was Spirit's way of letting me know that, hey, if you're having to push against or struggle with anything, surrender. You're gonna have to get to a point to surrender, or you're gonna go absolutely crazy, like literally some fucking picking people off type shit if this doesn't come together. Not that I would do that, obviously, but that was my cue to surrender, and that's what Spirit is saying right now. If you are experiencing what seems like blocks, if you're experiencing you hitting every door, people who are supposed to be doing things, or people showing up and then not following through, that's your cue to say, all right, Spirit, you're doing something, and all it's doing is pissing me off. So I'm going to go do this instead, and you let me know when you need me to jump in. Because then Spirit can freely move without whatever resistance you're placing by trying so hard, okay? Also remember, you have to invite this energy in, so you have to be willing to listen and hear and ask as well. Let's see what challenges might show up. I mean, obviously with the devil energy showing up, they're saying to focus on that, and so those subconscious fears, those addictions, those things, those thoughts, especially with this guy, the way he's holding his head is just like, just get out of here type shit. With those thoughts can be that way sometimes. It feels like that's what's going to be coming up. And we got this in the area of the possible challenge. This is all about feeling hopeful or finding some type of fulfillment or feeling renewed. if you are experiencing this devil energy, or these things that keep popping up, or these thoughts that won't seem to go away, to where you're just feeling like you're going a little bit crazy, yeah, you're going to have a hard time staying hopeful. Or even in both of these, they're all about receiving some type of fulfillment, or some type of new emotional fulfillment. And so feeling fulfilled could be a challenge, and feeling confident, because we do have the Nine of Pentacles showing up, who is also about fulfillment. Not only because it's a 9 card, but she's fulfilled, she's confident, she's comfortable in her own skin. And so being in this in-between might actually cause you to feel not as confident in your own skin. Okay, but they're saying no matter what shows up, remember the area of focus. Be willing to look these things in the face and say, I'm just going to love you until we can get on the same page. Okay, I trust you, Spirit, even if this doesn't feel good. They're even saying, and I've been getting this a lot myself, instead of trying to do anything to not feel so bad, look, we don't want to do this, but we might need to sit with the discomfort for a minute. Sit with this discomfort. Realize that this is something, have it show up in your body so you can recognize it when it does show up. And you can say, okay, this is that feeling again, but you got to get comfortable with it instead of always trying to push it away, because that is also a form of resistance. You are looking to be an open valve for this energy to flow, okay? It's good and bad. There's darkness and there's light. It can't all be one thing and be balanced. The universe is about balance, okay? So don't worry about not feeling this fulfillment yet. You will receive the information. And so if this does show up as a challenge, they're just saying do what you can to listen. And then you'll receive the inspiration that you need to move out of this cycle of repeat. Because that's really what the devil energy really feels like in this reading here. It feels like there's this endless feedback loop that you keep pushing away or saying no to, and you don't want to feel like shit. It makes sense, but they're saying if you sit with this, there's information in that feeling. And again, mostly it's for you to get comfortable with what this feeling is doing to your body, because your spirit has already moved on, but the trauma might still be in your body, and your nervous system needs a reset. And so with that being said, you want to get comfortable with what your body is saying to you so that you can reset your nervous system, and so that it's no longer exuding that disappointment, that trauma, that hurt, that broke, that whatever, that scarcity, that addiction. Okay, but let's get some advice from Spirit and see what else could be helpful so that you can get back into this energy of hope. At least hope. You don't even have to find belief right now. If you're in any type of a spiral or a feedback loop, just seek hope. Just stop the energy in its tracks by just saying, maybe it'll be different this time. That's literally all you have to find. But it can't just be words. You have to mean it. You have to exude that energy of, it could be different this time, and I believe that. Okay, so they're just saying when you do fight, look, as I stopped to say that, we have that internal struggle showing up with the 5 of Swords. That is going to be a challenge, especially as we're continuing to ebb and flow. And honestly, Cancer, I don't want to give this to you, but they're saying it. It's probably going to be like this through the rest of the year. Not that things are not going to get better. Not that things are not going to improve. But you're going to be coming up against your shadow self because things are improving. You're going to be coming up against these fears and these things that you've allowed to hold you back, or these internal struggles, so that you can deal with them. That's why you want to embrace this stuff that shows up. You don't want to ignore it. You don't want to push it away anymore. You want to find peace with it so that you can get back into a place of fulfillment. The only way that you can get this energy out is to let it flow through you, because resisting it is only going to build it up, and it is going to come out in a tower moment. And when it does, thank God, because that means that I didn't see it, Spirit, and you needed to shake things up for me. But if I can avoid a tower moment by just trying to do what I can to relieve a little pressure here and there, that's better. And you still get that tower moment, but it comes in the form of a breakthrough or a revelation or clarity, because you've been slowly releasing that pressure by just embracing all of you. You want to remain an open valve for the energy. And it doesn't matter what is coming through, because it's all the energy. It's all meant to put you into what you've been becoming all this time. And not even that it's not going to happen, but you've got to believe it in order to experience it. So all of the work, all of the readings, all of the affirmations, all of the visualizing, all of the meditations is to get you in the space of belief, not to create it. It's there. It's already there for you. It's only meant to tune you to the frequency of it so you can actually experience it in your life. I have this incense going, but I hope I'm not burning down my... Definitely smells kind of wonky. It was good at first. I don't know what happened there, but anyway. All right, so let's get back to the to the advice. But yeah, just be prepared to embrace all this, Cancer. And like I said, there's going to be a bit of an ebb and flow throughout the rest of this year, especially. And the one of the most disheartening things I got in my own personal reading, because I feel like I've been doing a lot of work, and I still got a year from now. That doesn't necessarily mean nothing is going to be moving in that year, but that's when the final, all of this is probably going to be cleared out, is what I actually received. And as much as I hated to hear that message, at least it prepared me. So that when this does come up, I'm like, okay, this is that crossroads that I'm at, where I'm going to have to choose differently so that things can change differently. And even with those spiraling thoughts that we get from the devil energy, okay? So just be prepared. It's going to be a lot of ebbing and flowing for the rest of this year. There are still those corners that are being cleared out. But again, not that you won't see progress, especially with miracles showing up, but in order to, until you fully step into this and you're not even really kind of going back to this old energy, there's going to be some ebbing and flowing. So just be gentle with yourself. We got empathy and compassion showing up as well. And we also got perception showing up when I picked that up. And it's all meant to shift your perspective of who you are and how you see yourself so that you can live differently. The universe goes by absolute mathematical precision law. And so there's no exceptions. Not for anybody. It may seem like somebody else is thriving in a certain way, but you have no idea where their energy is, which is why comparing yourself to somebody is futile. And we got the death card as the advice. I mean, the cycles are closed. Let this rebirth in. Let this rebirth in by embracing your entire being, okay? Even if you find yourself in a spiral again, 20, 30 minutes later, try to distract yourself. But sit with that for a minute. Sit with it for a minute so that not only you can visualize or imagine yourself getting out of this cycle, because this is what the death energy would represent, that also that cycle that's ending, so that the new can show up again. And actually this would be your becoming energy for sure, with the miracles in the becoming. But you've got to let those cycles in. And with the death energy and the devil energy showing up, it's definitely about some type of thought process, or even when we saw perception, it's something about how you see yourself and this feedback loop that you're in. And so because you're in that loop, shit doesn't change that much. Or you might still be seeing the same things coming up, financial problems, heartbreak, whatever, or or the past. But it's because it has to go by what you're exuding. If you're exuding a feedback loop, that's what you're getting. And so it's confirming what you believe. And once you work towards softening that, and like I said, just finding the energy of hope is enough, you will start to see different, and that'll help solidify your faith in a different direction. But it will take work, which is why they want me to definitely reiterate, it's not going to be rough, because remember, it's about how you perceive what's going on. If you have a clearer understanding of it, you can at least move with it a little bit. But it's going to be a little ebbing and flowing for the rest of the year. God damn it. But it is what it is, too. Okay? But that's so that you can let this stuff end and let these new cycles come in. Okay? And we do have the, look, this is all, the Nine of Wands confirms exactly what we're feeling. We're sick of hearing this. We feel like we've done the work. We feel like we've been doing the work, not just this year, for years. Letting go, ebbing and flowing. We feel like things should be showing up a lot more presently than just feeling better or feeling that it's on its way. Remember, we are getting what we are exuding. So if you're not seeing that evidence, it is something that is still active in this cycle that you need to release yourself from, which would be the area of focus that we got, so that you can move these into the upright, because right now they're going to be a bit of a challenge, okay? And they're even confirming, find stuff that inspires you and that moves you, and they want you to especially tune more into your creative side. If you like to play music, if you like to paint, if you like to draw, if you like to sing, do more of that, because that keeps you connected to this energy. And so even if you feel like you're in this spiral, you're exuding a different energy because you're not thinking about whatever this is right now, and you're now connected to the energy, so you can receive the information that you need to move this stuff into the upright, in a place where you're finding that new fulfillment, where you're receiving that hope, and where you're receiving that guidance, because the star energy definitely represents guidance for me as well. But we're exhausted. We're sick of hearing the story about our breakthrough. And again, not saying that that hasn't been happening, because I know that my life's very different. Things might not look exactly the way that I want them to look, but man, do they look way better than they did only a few years ago. And so I'm grateful for that. And I think leaning more into being grateful for where you are now, instead of what you need to do to be this thing that you want to become, is going to be the most helpful for whatever progress you're trying to make. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card for the advice, then I will send you guys off with an angel number, so that you can, I always love angel numbers. They're such a kiss from the universe to let you know you're not alone, to also give you information in that moment. And I think the last number that we got for our last reading was awaken, and that was the 11. So just remember, that's that portal that, we're actually in Lionsgate right now, but the portal is going to be most open on the 8th. So I'll be coming back to do another reading for you guys there to see what you guys can expect for Lionsgate. But use that 11 energy to realize that you're in a deeper level of awakening. Oh, I love that so much. That you're in a deeper level of awakening right now. And even if you've already been through levels of awakening, Cancer, it doesn't really end. You just keep shedding layers until you get more enlightened until you understand. But we have the 6 of Wands showing up with the King of Wands. Okay? Step back into your power here. There is that recognition and victory coming through with that, with who you're becoming, okay? But you want to already feel like this. You have to present yourself as if you're already the King of Wands. You have to present yourself like you're already being recognized. You have to present yourself like you're already the star. You have to be it, and then you get to live it. And so one of the things that we have the hardest time accepting is that it's coming from us. It's like, really? Well, how do I change this? I've been struggling with this my whole life. How do I change? It's coming from me. Am I doomed? No, but it is a process of embracing, a process of releasing a little bit of pressure, a process of loving every aspect of you and using it for good, because even your shadow side can be helpful in some things when you're dealing with day-to-day life. But you got to already see yourself as the star and already be the King of Wands. Step fully into your power, and no more what they're saying right now is straddling this fence of he loves me not. I can do it, I'm a loser. I got this today, the next day I'm spiraling. that feels very Two of Pentacles, and I'm very surprised that Two of Pentacles didn't show up here, because that back and forth will keep you from seeing that you're already the star. Walk like the star, dress like the star, talk like the star, think like the star. Reclaim your power by doing these things, okay, my beautiful Cancer? So I hope something resonated for you guys. If it did, please do like, share, subscribe. I'm truly grateful that I get to do this. And yeah, I'm going to be jumping back on probably, I might actually just open that up for questions on the 8th. So we will see. But definitely hit that subscribe so that you will be aware of what's going on. If I can help bring you guys any type of clarity, please do DM me, or all the links will definitely be in the description of this video. And yeah, thanks. I love you guys. Let's go ahead and see what your angel number will be for the coming month here. But as soon as I pick it up, we definitely have passion showing up. Because this is not bullshit. Tap back in. Remember, Vesta says, fuel your inner fire. Tap back in to what moves you, Cancer. That is, you're going to be your only work right now, and you will find that fulfillment as you're doing that, okay? And even step outside your comfort zone, because that's another thing I myself have been getting as a Cancer Sun Moon. Yeah, this feels comfortable, this feels like it's going to work, but you're going to have to put yourself into a little bit of more uncomfortable situations in order to expand beyond what you're already doing. Okay, so tune into things that fuel you, tune into things that make you feel fulfilled. Okay, so let's see what your angel number will be for this month. And ooh, dude, compassion and confidence. When you see 272 or 3, 6, or 9, it asks for you to tune into your King of Wands. Move with that confidence, and just move from a place of knowing. Because another thing that I've been getting in my own personal readings, and it makes so much damn sense, it blew my mind. I was like, dude, this might even be the piece. I mean, there's never a missing piece, but you always feel like the next piece you get is going to be the thing. It's kind of ridiculous but fun. Is move from I hope this works to I know this is going to work. That little shift is going to be a game changer, and that's what they're asking you to do when you see 272. Tap into your King of Wands. Move like you're already the star. Okay, that's what you're going to want to do. And be gentle with yourself, especially during this area of focus, when your shadow stuff starts showing up, when your mind starts to spiral just a little bit. To tap into, because we also got empathy and compassion in the soul trees. 3s are about expansion, 6 is about harmony, and 9 is about fulfillment. Okay, so they want you to move with confidence and have compassion with yourself. And little by little, you will start to shift your perspective of yourself, which means everything around you will change. But you have to change what you're exuding first in order to experience that in your actual life. All right, my beautiful Cancer, 272. So be a reminder to move with confidence. In fact, 2s or 7s even, because 7s represent love, 2s represent alignment and duality. So you just know when you see these numbers, you can move with confidence and you can move from a place of love. And as long as you do that, you're already the star. You're already in your power. Okay, and they want you to know that that's the only work you need to do here, because you're in this place of becoming. Hear the guidance. Move when you hear it. Embrace your shadow side, and you will find this fulfillment again, okay? You will find this new fulfillment, because it's not just waiting to come in, it's here. Your only work is to tune to it. You don't have to create anything, it's here. One more time. You don't have to create anything, it's here. Everything is happening. All you have to do is find the energy of it and tune to it. And that sounds easy. And it could be easy, but there's a lot of other things that do come up, which is why you do have to work through this shadow stuff before you really start to see the most progress in your physical world. Which is why I think even Abraham Hicks says, your first evidence is that you're going to feel better, and that has to be enough for a little while until you start to fully change what you're exuding from your body. Then your physical world will catch up. Okay, my beautiful Cancer, thank you so much for watching. I am Mika, the Traveling Tarot, and I just love you guys. I really do. Take care of each other, okay? Peace.